Welcome back to another episode of Footy from the Flat, live to you from the True Footy YouTube channel. We've got a big one tonight, and boys, I'm scared.
So you should be, Dylan.
I wasn't scared. I was feeling really fine about this after the West Coast game, us playing appallingly, getting the win. I kind of went into that just mode where you don't really care about footy anymore for most of the week. And then I saw your smug looking face when you walked in here, Druzy, and everything just flipped around, and I want to win really badly now.
Well, you got a decent record at Optus. I reckon you've won 2 or 3 games there in the last 4 or 5 years.
I actually had a look at the recent matches against you guys. You beat us by probably 20 odd points, 26 points at Marvel last year. And the 2023 fixture, we got you by a point. That was that game with the deliberate out of bounds kind of controversial call at the end.
Griffin Logue's first game against Freo, and he was kicking on after the siren.
And we won the first 2 games of that year, and it felt like we were turning the corner a little bit, going to go into this sort of supreme winning mode.
It probably bodes well that West Coast was the team you beat first in both cases. Yes. So that means could be on for another victory tonight, hopefully.
Crazy things happen in sport. MOB says, talk to me, how are we feeling? I just want to see a ruthless performance tonight, Dylan. And, hopefully it's a good contest for the sake of the stream, but I want a 10-goaler tonight.
That felt smothered in arrogance as well, didn't it?
I just feel like this is a game where a lot of clubs can get complacent and go, it's only North. Like, I was talking to Jesse before about how Brisbane sort of showed up to that West Coast game earlier in the year, just expected to win, and they sort of just got over the line. I really want to see us firing on all cylinders tonight.
Do you feel that would be, given Freo's season, like looking at their wins and losses, 7 wins, 5 losses, you're sort of dwindling in that 9th position, you're still a chance at the finals. That would be a big mistake from the club to sort of take us lightly, even though we're, as much as North Melbourne have been horrendous for the last few years and probably in wins and losses have been underwhelming this season, there have been incremental improvements.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually checking out the 2 teams this week, like in the lead up for this game. We're actually beating you in a number of key facets that I don't expect us to sort of be beating you in. Well, I'm
turnovers, clangers.
Yeah. I'm looking at like clearance differential, which is really odd for you guys because you guys dominated that stat last year.
Yep.
Plus 7.1 on the opposition. And you've gone backwards in that stat to 0.8 for this season. You look at North Melbourne, in 2024, we were 0.9, sort of where you guys are this year, and we're up to plus 5.2 this year. So we've sort of overtaken you in that clearance phase of the game, largely off the back of Tristan Sherry. We're a better team for contested possession.
Right.
What we're not very good at is transitioning the football.
Right.
And really maximising that clearance dominance that we get. We don't get a lot of inside 50s compared to you guys. So overall, if you looked at the profile through and through, I think you guys move the ball better. You're a bit more of a better team overall, the way that you do a lot of things. But there's just some slight areas like the clearances where I think we could potentially get on top of you and catch fire.
Well, if transition is a phase of the game you struggle with, it's a classic footy cliche, but the game's going to be won or lost in the middle of the park. Like, we set up so well behind the ball and sort of have really done well at past this season when we get the clearance to lock the ball in our front half and get scores from there. Dylan, the biggest talking point of tonight's game is going to be the ruck battle, I think. In that game at Marvel last year, it was Luke Jackson's second half masterclass that brought us back into it because you guys had a really big second quarter.
Yep.
Moved the ball really well that day. I remember Colby McKercher being a bit of an issue early on in his career. I think that was his second game. And he was doing good things. I remember Dersma looking pretty slick that day as well. But I think Darcy matches up really well against Sherry, to be honest. I think... we don't have prime Darcy, but the club really backs him in for a reason. And I think it's nights like tonight where he can just go toe-to-toe with another strong, sort of stocky ruck. And I'm not sure if you're going to have an answer in the middle for Luke Jackson if he's playing on ball, as well as Shea Bolton.
Yeah, Jackson's the element of that ruck combination that worries me, particularly in the fact where like Tristan Cherry's going to come off the ground, and then I imagine you guys are going to bring Jackson into the ruck for those periods to try to hurt us with his, like, we're not going to have anyone that can sort of go with him. I do think that probably since the time that we played you guys earlier, I feel like Tristan Sherry has come a long way in that time. Like the performances that he's put up, and I talked about the clearance improvement that we've seen, it's largely off the back of him.
Is it just him taking it out of the ruck and booting it though? Because that's what I saw against West Coast. Like, we were watching it on stream last week and I was like, I just want to see what the X-Man does today. And West Coast midfield got the upper hand for 3/4 of that game, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. It's not just him doing that. I think in 2024, that was a big part of his game, and we were getting killed on transition because of that. If you grab the ball out of the ruck and you're just bombing it forward and you're not getting that deep entry, and you're going to get scored heavily against from the back half. So I think he has worked on that a little bit and tried to sort of engage the mids, but we still, I don't know, like we still have moments where Tristan Xerri will, win a hit out. Our mids will sort of try to link up, but we still can't get those really, really clean clearances, those really deep clearances that are sort of meaningful. Mm-hmm. I think he's doing the best that he possibly can at the moment. I'd say he's outperforming expectation on him as a player. I mean, he was like a pick 72 in the draft. Yeah. So his evolution to I see him as one of the top ruckmen in the game. And we'll probably touch on that a little bit in some of our All-Australian conversations later on. You guys may not see him in that light, but I think he's definitely a weapon that we can use on you guys, particularly against Sean Darcy.
Yeah. Jesse, what did you make of North Melbourne last week coming off that loss?
I don't want to talk about it. Can I just say it is such a relief to be sitting here not involved in this game emotionally. I mean, I think it would be hilarious if Fremantle lost. But I'm just going to be sipping my Cooper's Pale Ale here and really just silently barracking for North Melbourne. And it's just a weight off my shoulders. North Melbourne, I think we covered it last week. I was thinking before, we kind of, I wouldn't say we gave West Coast credit, but we sort of talked North down a lot, even though they won. And I feel like if I doubled down on that any harder, it comes across as a little bit salty that we lost. Although there were some question marks around that game. Would you not agree, Jill?
I would absolutely agree. I mean, I was telling you, like, I came away from that game completely disappointed. I did say, though, I said during the game, like, the one thing that we have to do now, I think in like the third quarter when we were getting absolutely dominated, which was for most of the game, I said, if we come away and actually win this game, that's the only way that it really fixes the issues of the game, because you can't kind of criticise a team that's lost most of their games over a 5-year period and then criticise them for winning, right? They didn't play well, but they got the job done.
Yeah, found a way to win. A bit of maturity, I suppose.
For sure. And I think if we were playing one of the better teams in the competition, even a probably mid-table team like a Carlton or a Sydney, which we have done this season, they just spank us. Yeah. They just have that quality in the front half to be able to deal with us. West Coast weren't able to do that, and we sort of fought and scrapped our way back into it. I think we had some key players that had big last quarters. Harry Sheasel had a good one. Colby McKercher sort of somewhat played himself back into form as well. Cam Zerha was pretty clutch in that game. And Paul Curtis, like, what a season he's having as that sort of small to medium forward as well. I think he was probably, in the end, like, Curtis was probably the difference in the game. Yeah. Just that quality inside forward 50. So we've had, I don't know, like, as far as wins and losses, which was the exact thing that we did against West Coast, we've been really disappointing throughout the season. So I don't want to be too heavily critical of that. But I think in this game, we've been over in Perth now for the 2 weeks. We're playing on a sort of normal AFL ground again in Optus Stadium. I feel like we really have to show something in this game.
Yeah, and not bad history at this ground as well, which I sort of alluded to at the start. What I noticed from the North game last week, Dill, and it must be very frustrating being a North Melbourne fan, and I spoke to Josh from the Further North pod this week, did a bit of a preview, is like, and we were speaking about it the other night as well, like, you've drafted so heavily in the last little bit that you're just sort of waiting for it to happen, and you've got so many individuals across the park, it's just not gelling. It's
no, absolutely.
Kind of, come on.
And I've been heavily
like that. It's like that.
Yeah. I've been heavily critical of the club as far as I feel like part of the reason that it's not gelling is the fact that we have a lot of like similar players. So we don't have complementary players as much as some other clubs, like heavily in the midfield, similar type guys.
So who's similar, like Simkin, LDU?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at, you've probably got some of the older guys that are just sort of not pulling their weight as well built into that. But yeah, even, I mean, Sheasel, McKercher, Wardlaw.
I think they're all different types of players.
They're a little bit different.
McKercher is that sort of running Errol Goulden type. Yeah. Isn't Wardlaw just like a Butters-esque, like head down, hard ball, burst type?
Yeah, but then we've also got players that are not in the team in that same, like, in the midfield as well. You've got...
I feel like you love a medium forward at North Melbourne.
Oh, I'd love a medium forward. I'd love a
You've really got Cherry and Zerha. Not Cherry. Curtis and Zerha.
Yeah, as that... You more mean like a smaller...
I was alluding to the fact I feel like North has recruited a bunch of them over the years.
Oh, okay. You were actually taking the piss.
That's all
I thought you meant that smaller type. But yeah, Zerha, Eddie Ford, Dersma. I think obviously when they recruited Dersma, the idea was that it was going to be a midfielder, like long term.
Mm-hmm.
I just see Tom Powell come up on the screen. Like he's another one. North fans really love Tom Powell.
Yeah.
And he's had a pretty solid season, but I don't think he has sort of any major X factor. And with the fact that Wardlaw gets injured so much, he's probably our most X-factory type player inside that midfield, but he just gets injured so much. So a lot of the time you're running guys like, Simpkin, Powell attends some of the highest CBAs at North. Sheasel does a little bit, but then seems to always end up getting flipped back behind the ball as well if he's not impacting. So I don't know. There's still holes with our key position players overall, the key backs, and that's probably an area this game, Druzy, I think is a real area that Freo can hurt us. Like, I don't see us going up against York. You've got Voss, Tracy, and Miss Jackson's going to be there when he's not in the ruck, I assume.
Jackson will play more on ball, I think.
Do you reckon he won't actually push forward?
Nah. I think Darcy will play more forward than Jackson tonight.
Well, that worries me less. But we've only got our key defenders, Griffin Logue, Toby Pink, and Callan Dawson in the side. Like Combin's out tonight with that, was it a shoulder blade crack or something that he had?
Not sure. Sounds like a real headache.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And we've got Aiden Core out of the team. So we had poor quality key defenders anyway. And then with that, like we're going to be really struggling, I think, to keep hold of your key position forwards. And then what tends to happen with us when we come up against teams like Fremantle, those sort of mid-table teams, some of their, like, I bet Switkowski kicks like 4 goals this game.
Well, he was one of our best on ground against Gold Coast. He had his best game of the season. He's sort of always a player that fights through soft tissue injuries, but I think his body's right now, and like he is really highly rated in all of the data statistical side of things. I don't really know. I don't do maths, but he's a good player for me. Michael Frederick, he's probably our barometer, probably one that doesn't get spoken about as much, but if he kicks 2 or 3 goals, we're on for a good day. Murphy Reid, obviously your man. We've genuinely got weapons all over the park that can hurt you. And then I think Curtis and Zohar are 2 players one-on-one that can really get the job done. But I think a lot of our strategy as a whole setting up the ground is guys like Heath Chapman to take that medium sized forward. Sort of play a lockdown role on them, like really heavy sort of intercept game, and then get our attack moving from there. So if you do go through Zohar or Curtis primarily, I think we can hurt you on the transition. So
I feel like that's definitely something we've tried to work on, as far as like everything was through Larky in the last few years, and just having Darling there as a bit of a second foil has probably structurally helped that, even though I don't see it as like a long-term fix. And obviously Darling's not going to fix a club like North Melbourne's problems, but
or any club's problems.
Yeah, exactly. Just targeting different guys, I guess, like being able to go to Zohar. Zohar's a frustrating player. Like, I know he pretty much won us the game in that last quarter against West Coast, but like he can go missing for large periods of time, and he's got that like such a good power element to his game, and he can do really big flashy things, but then can kind of just go through a game and not do anything when we sort of need him to, particularly if we're getting beaten. So that worries me a little bit.
We had a discussion last week about who's a better ruck, Cherry or Jackson, and Widescreen TV is the name of the man who's asked that question. We're going to find out tonight, Dylan.
We are.
Yeah.
100%.
You backed Cherry, didn't you?
I backed Cherry. I think he is, as far as just being a competitive bastard in the ruck, which I think is like a large part of that position. At the end of the day, his follow-up work, he's never one and done. Like, he's going back after the ball. He's going back after the man. His tackling is really impressive as well. So even if you don't win the clearance, he will pressure the opposition mids, try to strip the ball off them. And he's not the sexiest looking player. Like, he's not hitting nice passes or anything like that, although he's not a bad kick either. And he's low-key got a bit of athleticism that you wouldn't expect from him. Like, he can jump a little bit. Yeah. He's not so grounded like a Lloyd Meek or a Sean Darcy that pretty much can't leave the ground.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of spring to him as well. So I love him. I'd say for this season, he's North Melbourne's best player. I'd say he'd be leading our best and fairest comfortably at this point.
Fair.
We've got Fremantle in the stealth jumper tonight. What do we think of it?
I'm a fan.
Stealthy.
I don't mind it as a bit of an alternate. Like,
yeah, I think it looks stupid.
West Coast fan thinks Freo jumper looks stupid. Put that on the front page of the West Australian.
I suppose there's only so much you can do with purple. Put that on the front.
Purple's an elite colour, bro.
How did you guys go into the black and gold
Black and gold.
The West Coast.
Oh, I didn't like that either, for the record.
Didn't you?
No.
You didn't like the,
I think
metaphorically?
The design, the aesthetic of the jumper was dumb. I thought just like, we're talking about the WA Day one we were against Geelong. Yeah. Well, it was just the concept of the state of Western Australia, the shape of it, that's fine. The colours, black and gold, that makes sense. But then they're just like ironed on a big eagle head on it.
Oh, you just so you just didn't like it aesthetically.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked good. But
what about you, Druzy? Were you happy? Were you unhappy with the fact that they did the WA thing? Because that was sort of a controversial point.
Not necessarily. I agree with Jesse. The logo just looked like it had just been photoshopped on the front. It's like, here's the jersey and there's the logo. But I think black kits as like a third kit are nice on the eye. Like, I feel like clubs will just change the colour of their shorts and socks sometimes, and it's a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I like clubs trying something different. I didn't hate the West Coast jumper, really, other than the logo. I thought it was pretty cool, but...
Yeah, I guess I don't like mixing up and having alternates. That's one thing I kind of don't like about the Prem is like every year Liverpool's third kit is like fluoro green or fluoro orange, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel like I'm watching Liverpool in those games. So I feel that way about AFL as well.
I just hope Freo aren't so stealthy tonight that they go missing and make North Melbourne look good. How do we see the game going? Let's get some predictions going.
So they go incognito mode.
Bloody predictions. Am I going to have to tip North? This is so...
Use your head, Dylan.
This is so hard.
You're in the True Footy tipping cup, aren't you?
I think I signed up, but I don't think I've actually hit a tip.
Yeah.
Story of my love got lazy with that. I missed that again. I always miss the jokes.
It's not worth repeating.
Me and Jesse are on the same stupid frequency.
Who? So Fyfe.
Yeah, Fyfe is sub.
Fyfe is a sub, yeah, okay.
He came on against Gold Coast and had, I think it was like 8 touches in the last quarter and like competed well, hard balls won, got our transition goal.
The fact that he's playing gives me more hope than...
You just know how to kneel.
Yes.
No, I loved it.
I just think he's like...
He's what, Dylan? What do you think? The 2-time Brownlow medalist, one of the best players of the modern era is? What do you think why do you think he's well past it?
He can't kick.
Well, he couldn't kick in his prime years, and he was still one of the best players. No, in the competition.
But he was really athletic then. He's lost a lot of his dynamism. So, like, you compare him with another older player like a Scott Pendlebury.
Yeah, never different types of players. Pendlebury was never.
But they're both mids.
But Pendlebury was never.
No,
athletic.
he didn't. He never relied on his athleticism. So Fyfe did heavily. So Fyfe at 34 now or whatever he is struggling. He's struggling to move. So he's a centre bounce player, and that's it. He can win a clearance and then he's done.
Will you waffle on about the Bulldogs midfield any chance that you get? Last year he had 41 disposals and a goal, going head to head with all of those guys that you lick the bum off every video. So you triggered me. Nathan Fyfe's my favourite player.
Tensions are high. True Footy.
Interesting.
We weren't like this. We weren't like this last year.
Don't disrespect the GOAT of Freo and not expect me to clap back, dude. He played the most games, the second most games of his career last year. He's durable. His body's feeling better. I spoke to him at Gather Round, bro. He's feeling good, all right?
All right. Well, I expect him to play against a bottom three side.
Because he's not best 22 anymore.
Now that you said the Gather Round thing.
No. I don't put a line through Fyfe just yet. I think he can evolve.
I don't see Fyfe. You reckon he can evolve?
Yeah, I think he did last year. I think he's just like a real silky one touch. He tagged Isaac Heaney out of the game when we played him last year. Like, he still plays a big role when he's fit in the side. Yes, he struggled for fitness, but he's in no way a liability.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to struggle to keep up with the top mids in the comp though.
Oh, well,
going forward.
Right, we're only playing North Melbourne.
To tips, I think based on everything that we've said,
come back to haunt me.
Everything that we've said, I think I'm going to go North by 15 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Even bigger than the West Coast win. I will say Fremantle by 39.
39.
I don't think I have the faith in North Melbourne to... Well, they'd have to play their best performance of the year, I think, to win this.
And they could. If all those players that we spoke about before, the talented players, come together and play a 4-quarter effort, it could be a good game.
Do you know what really excites me about this game? Like the idea of winning it, that we're sort of shaping the finals. Because I feel like if we do win this game, it really knocks Freo. I'd say they are. I know on points they're obviously clearly still in the race for the top 8. But Giants winning today against Brisbane
That's true.
It really hurts for it. It'll just set them back a long way, and then they'll have to I don't know who they got next week, but
Essendon and St Kilda are next to at home. But
yeah, banana skins.
Yes, 100%. And yeah, going into the bye, we were in the best form of our season. 3 wins in a row, 2 away wins at Gold Coast and GWS. And 4 points is 4 points. It doesn't matter if you can, beat Adelaide at home, if you go and lose to Melbourne the next week, or you beat the Dogs and then don't show up against St Kilda. So 4 points is 4 points. This is as big a game as any for us.
Having said all that, what was your prediction? North Melbourne by how many?
Dockers by 30. Yeah, I reckon St. Paul Park is due about 38.
Yeah, I think we were saying before, it's not really in Fremantle's DNA to really torch sides. So if they do that tonight, that would be kind of a step. I
was
really
way. Hoping to go Juicy into a big prediction there. Yeah. 15 goals.
Yeah, what did you say? You said ballpark same as me. Okay, so I was kind of hoping it would be more than mine.
Yeah. I think we'll go out 2 goals a quarter better. So what's that? 8 goals, 8 sixes. What's the math?
48.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest part, the biggest area you can get us? I sort of mentioned those key forwards.
It's going to be midfield. It's going to be if we can eliminate Cherry out of the game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's going to be Luke Jackson.
Yeah, I still hold hope that on some level, and this is probably going to sound a little bit interesting, on some level I feel like our midfield is, as a unit, in that area of the ground, inside the centre bounce particularly, we could actually get a hold of you guys. But a little bit more size in there. Who are you going to be, what's your main centre bounce going to be? Bray, Sarong,
and Bolton.
Bolton.
And and that'd probably be Jackson in there as much as Bolton.
Bolton scares the shit out of me. Jackson's a unit. Yeah.
Sarong's a pleb.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, don't get me wrong, Brayshaw's an incredible player. I think as a two-way mid, he's probably the best at that particular role in the comp.
Rogue Riot said, gather round to watch Druzy Glazers fight. It's a gather round joke.
I'm still waiting when we do the All-Australian. I'm waiting for Druzy to bring in a Murphy Reid into the conversation or something like that.
Maybe I will.
He's got it there. He's definitely got it there. What do you think about the age profile of these two teams? I found that an interesting narrative this season. The fact that I guess North seem like they're pretty far back in the rebuild, but everyone talks about the fact that Freo have actually been, on average, for games this season, have been the youngest team in the comp. I just went through the numbers a little bit to kind of check that. Both these two teams have 4 over 30s. We've got Jack Darling, Luke Parker, Aiden Core, Luke McDonald.
Have you gone by the selected 23s or just squads?
Selected.
Selected. Okay.
Well, no, because O'Meara and...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is overall, but as far as the demographic...
Oh, that's played this year.
Yeah, that's for the Freo are the youngest side.
Yeah.
What I sort of found in looking at the total lists, though, our 2 over 30s are Jack Darling and Luke Parker. They're 2 of the 4 who have just been brought to the club, right? Mm-hmm. So they're not really established players in that team. And it's more about the core group of players. So your sort of main experienced group of core players, you've got 9 of them, Brayshaw, Jackson, Sarong, Clark, Bolton, Young, Ryan, Tracy, and Darcy, as sort of that kind of nucleus of your side, where our nucleus is more built around 21, 22-year-olds, where those guys are all between 24 and 27.
Yeah.
So, ours is kind of Wardlaw, Sheasel, Curtis, McKercher, Foss, Jackson, Archer. And our more experienced group is Sherry, Larkey, LDU, Combin, Powell, and Simpkins. So we've only got really 6 of those guys that you would say are prominent players in the team.
Yeah, I think obviously looking at mean average for age and experience can be, it's one-dimensional basically. But it really comes down to what is the age of the players upon which you most rely. And I think that is what varies wildly. Now, Fremantle, I think it bodes really well for them, their list demographic, and so many of their players, their best players, are either in their prime or approaching their prime. So either way, they're in a really good spot. But it's true that what you say about North, with a couple of exceptions maybe, some of their best talents are still in that 21 versus 25-year-olds, 24-year-olds at Fremantle.
Get your predictions in the chat, guys. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Footy from the flat with the lads, 255 away from the bounce.
Another bit of a talking point with the Dockers this week was the signing or re-signing of Cosy Pickett. How did you sort of see all of that unfold, Drews?
Yeah, obviously gutted to not have a player of his quality on our list, but I've said it on the stream before, and I think we've sort of spoke about it in length, Dill, like just happy to see a kid play his best footy and prioritise that over anything else. I think that sits fine with me, as much as I would have loved Cosy. We wouldn't have had that much money in our salary cap to pay him either, but I don't think it rules out a move for him in the future.
How old is he now?
24, yeah.
2019 draft puts him at turning 24.
This is definitely the contract, though, that is like the prime of his career, right?
100%. Melbourne are probably moving in a better direction than Richmond, but I remember Bolton signing that contract and it being like, oh, Bolton will be a Tiger for life type thing. Like he's committed his future here. And then within a year, I think it was a year later, he requested a trade back home. The players have the power to do what they want, but as I said, happy to see him stay and play good footy at a side that I think will be on the up.
They're just flipping the coin here. Are we going to see a
hamstring?
A hamstring again?
Hamstring. Oh no, she didn't move.
She didn't take a
hammy.
Yeah,
you don't need a hip extend on the coin toss to that St Kilda fan.
That is one of the wildest stories I've ever heard. Like it must have been hanging by a thread.
Yeah. Did you actually see the footage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, I even did a couple of, just to like go through the motions, I did a couple of like fake coin tosses just in the street. I was like, I just want to see what I do. And then you sort of slightly go up into your toes. It's a very small extension of the legs though.
Yeah. He was like, this is my moment. I had to put a little pizzazz on it.
He did. I saw him like come out in the news though, and he sort of like he leant into it, which was sort of good.
Can we get a little bit of volumage here, Dylan? We're 1 minute from the bounce as North Melbourne host the Dockers.
I'm getting nervous.
45 in the stream. Let's go, guys. We got the chat up here. I'll have your say. May the best team win, Dylan. We're all friends here.
May the worst team win. Come on, North.
Let's do it. Exactly. Win ugly. Can we get an Alistair Clarkson masterclass? Probably not, because it's been awful. But see, there's that midfield group I'm talking about. So Powell's in there. So it's LDU, it's Sheasel, and it's Powell.
Will Sheasel play forward tonight?
Yes. I half forward.
Okay.
Coming up to stoppage. He's going to be in the first centre bounce. I don't know. He's an interesting player. Like there's been a bit of a discourse around his best position in the last couple of weeks and potentially him as a player not really having that high-end speed to be able to play that high half-forward role as well as some, because he can't get back to goal as quickly. So it's like an interesting one. I still don't really know what his perfect position is. I assume in the long term he's going to be a mid. I think we're about to get underway.
Go.
Oh, Jackson in the ruck. So you expected him to be an actual on-baller?
He will be.
For the second week in a row, True Footy sees a grudge match. This won't happen again until the Derby.
Oh, God.
Are you here
Dylan's going to have to sit in the middle for that.
Are you here for the Derby?
Actually, what date is it, you know?
No
Sherry
idea.
ball. Get him.
You can't tackle Shea Bolton, mate. You can't get him.
Well, you just did.
Well, not effectively, because he got a handball.
Is it going to be like this all day? Well, we clearly did tackle him.
Go, JT.
This is what I'm really concerned
A
about.
strong mark, yes.
Toby Pink.
Yeah, having an answer for Tracy is it's got to be much needed.
Come on now.
I don't think you guys are appreciating the lack of quality in our defensive line.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Griffin Lowe, Toby Pink, and Callan Dawson. I bet you guys don't even know who Callan Dawson is.
No. Was he a mid-season draftee?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Will was I sometimes actually get those two confused. Callan and Will Dawson.
Yeah.
Will was a national draftee.
Yes.
He actually went over.
He was a bolter, wasn't he? I think he went in the 20s, 2023.
XPA. Here goes Paddy Voss. Had a great game last time out. He's missed this one though. Damn it. Set shot kicking has let him down at points this year, Bossy. But yeah, he had a great game against Gold Coast.
Let him down at points.
He's been a surprising one for you guys, right? Like you wouldn't have expected this sort of output.
Well, as soon as he came into the club as an SSP, that's not 15. He was so hungry and came into the club, worked harder than everyone. He's always the first out with Josh Tracy in the morning to do extras and that type of thing. So he's really just applied himself. There's an intercept mark from Chapman on, it was in the same area as Larky, but I don't think that's the matchup. Johnson, little chip to Brayshaw.
Pierce is still out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so who would take Larky today?
Draper will be in the mix.
Yeah.
But Cox as well.
Buttcocks.
Big fist from Griffin
Lowe.
Subscribe to True Footy.
Oh, I'm getting nervous. I don't like how I'm seeing this going so far.
Oh, mate, we're a minute 40.
Couple of repeat
39.
entries.
Couple of repeat entries, but just it's the
And
key
not in a good
forwards.
way.
What does that mean?
I'll leave you to your imagination.
Murphy Reid at the fall of the ball. Amos head over it. Oh, that's borderline in danger. Finn O'Sullivan.
Good Foss. Look at that lateral movement.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
He's a jet. Holding
That's a free
Draper
kick.
on Darling.
Imagine if Jack Darling had like a legacy game against the Dockers.
That would be so hot.
Wouldn't it? Would that annoy you, Jesse, or would that be cool?
Nah. I don't want the guy to fail.
Yeah.
I think it was best for the club that he moved on. So
Shit.
That's Andrew Brayshaw coming at you like a steam train. Here's the transition. Come on. Oh, no. Bruce. Pay the mark.
Gee, we're lucky there. I think that should be 50.
I think it's sort of like
it was
bubbled
borderline,
out.
wasn't it? It was just quick enough after the whistle. You got away with it.
Are we just going to bomb it long? I'd prefer to hold the ball here, Brucey. Usually makes the right decision. How's the shoe?
That's a great kick.
Oh, Frederick got his hands to it, but Bud McDonald was in the right spot.
Wasn't quite on, but it was a pretty good kick.
Look at Dylan Stevens, McDonald, and Caleb Daniel. Just
That's
work
what
us in.
Brayshaw does all day long.
Yeah,
Just little
no,
intercepts and
I totally
stuff
agree.
like that.
He's like a what's his name? Kante.
N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante. Yeah.
Nailed it. Here we go. Jackson versus Cherry. It's going to be the story of the night. What are you laughing at?
No, it's good.
Sherry's absolutely annihilating him so far.
LDU breaking from the stoppage.
Lark. Good. Oh, Zerha steals it from Foss.
That was really unlucky.
Oh,
Ball inboard. Goes over their heads.
Pushing the back.
No way is that in the back.
Jack Darling's having a legacy game.
he is. He's hot.
He's been given one free kick.
Forget about
and
his
got the-
300 games at West Coast. It's about tonight.
Oh.
D. She's Parker from downtown. He's not got that well at all.
Not even a
that's marked,
score.
I think.
That's a point, I reckon. I reckon
No.
he juggled that.
Did he?
I thought he marked it clean.
He
to be
did.
honest.
No, he didn't. It definitely come off the hands, but it was whether it's crossed at the same time.
Umpire's call was a mark?
Watch this bobble.
Well, the ball's up in the air. We can't.
Yeah,
That's
not,
two different
that's
camera
not telling
angles.
us anything. That's the least helpful angle. That's not the frame we want either.
No,
I think that's
no,
a clean
he did.
grab.
He
Yeah,
did.
it's a
You're
clean
right.
grab.
I thought it bobbled.
I think that's a mark. to
Yeah,
be
it's a
honest.
mark. It's absolutely a mark.
Weird one there.
Mark?
Can we get a pun count? If anyone wants to count puns, good luck with Jesse on the stream.
Good lucky.
19.
What did I say before we were setting up?
Unlucky.
Cable Daniel. We're setting up microphones. It's just one letter different.
Mark.
Mark. That's a peep show.
All right.
Johnson.
Let's stop toying around with them now.
Just toying around. See how your ball movement goes.
Ball moving for you right here. We've got a stoppage on the wing.
That's what Sherry
on
brings,
tonight,
though.
aren't you?
Like that. Sherry's our Brayshaw. As weird as that sounds. He's
does
our
sound
most
weird.
defensive player in the midfield.
He's got the strength on Jackson so far.
A couple of repeat
Yeah.
entries here for North. More promising.
He'll have Jackson for strength. It's just like if Jackson can hurt him post stoppage.
I think we're going to be better off with Darcy in the ruck. That could be holding the ball.
Oh, wow. I think that's a complete U-turn you've taken.
I'm just saying the game as it is, man.
Yeah.
You know that one now with the holding the balls. Like if the one arm is free,
Yeah.
they just pay it every time.
Yeah. Well, one arm free there.
Off. That was just like the other one.
The holding the ball interpretation changes every
Clearance is 4-1.
week. Hold on. LDU.
Again, that's 5-1. Colin Colby.
I love Colby
I
McCurch.
got really scared that Colby was going to kick
Can
the
we
wrong way there.
spread
Yeah,
here?
he
Tracy
may as
wants
well
that.
have, to be honest.
That was a ridiculously bad turnover.
Yeah. Switkowski, that's a Polish player. We were trying to think of him last week.
That's
Or was
right.
it the week before?
Yeah.
We just needed more polish.
I was
Like
talking about-
Switkowski. Damn it, that would have been perfect.
Why have you kicked a high ball to Switter? But watch us hunt here.
Actually, I made a mistake last week on the stream. Someone said, where's Tristan Sherry? Where's that name from? And I said it's Albanian.
Yeah,
it's not. It's Maltese.
Ah,
Shih Tzu.
You're such a Maltese. Oh, that was bad.
Come on,
I'm
man.
sorry.
You're trying too hard.
Yeah. I got halfway through it. I panicked. I was like, I know this is bad.
All right, come on, boys. What's going on here? Paul Curtis. Oh, I just bounced off Sarong.
Samoan.
Oh, I'm getting nervous with some of these calls.
Samoan?
I'm loving our clearance work so far.
Yeah, good start.
Hacked kick forward by Brayshaw to the wing. Amos, can he get past Grifflogue? He does.
Oh,
McDonald left-footed kick. Oh.
For a couple of minutes here in a row, North have hemmed Fremantle into their back half, sort of like last week. But again, no score yet.
North did start.
We started well.
Better than,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was the middle quarter. I mean, really from the halfway through the first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That North started to decline and stayed that way heavily until the last quarter.
Do you have any opinion on the sort of endurance of North? Like how you sort of close out games or...
I mean...
You finished fast against Brisbane, I want to say.
I don't think it's got anything to do with like fitness or anything. I feel there's like I say mental fragility, a mental immaturity, I would say, with our team. And I assume that it just comes from losing so many games.
We've got a comment here from Troy Brown that says, it's Saturday and again, no footy on the TV in Melbourne. That's because KO own the rights. Any chance you can call the game a bit more rather than special comments? I'm down for that.
I think we can do a little bit more. I think.
Dylan, when North have the ball, you can call it, Adam. I'll sit here.
North kicking for. Here goes Zach Fisher, but he's beaten by Luke Ryan.
The ball is in North Melbourne's forward half, though. It's just come back out. Sheasel sends it back in.
Get up, chappy.
Oh, it's a spoil.
Get him.
Dogger. You can't get him, man.
You can't get him.
You can't get him.
Takes a simple ground ball.
Fremantle could be out here.
Come on, Bruce. Oh, he
That's
always
deliberate.
sock it. No, it'll stay in. That'll stay in,
It'll
mate.
stay in.
Has to be deliberate.
It has to be.
Call deep entry. Come
Call it
on.
back. Tracy, good field kick for the second time in a row.
Oh, Amos almost grabs it.
He's a good field
Little
kick.
chip over the top. Frederick, bang. Take your shot.
That was kissed.
Bruce is so good at that. Like, I'm not going to win this contest. Like, it'll be a 50-50. And he's just ahead of it. He's not going to knock it to another contest and try to make it like a 75-25.
I might slip out this way.
Can the Roos take home the Chockies and give Deal the title of following the most successful side of all True Footy co-hosts?
Yes.
From Woody.
It would be. That would be incredible.
Tim Preston loves the new set. Good work. Thank you. All Frederick has missed. That's all courtesy of Dylan Alexander and producer Vicar, who do a great job here making, keeping the lights on and giving us such a good production. So shout out to you guys.
Yes, thank you for paying your own electricity bill. Keeping the lights on. No, yes, we are very blessed.
Caleb Daniel just trying to bring us out of defence. It's an area we've really struggled with this season.
Colby McKerch is showing a lot this year, I reckon.
He wasn't.
Probably just needs the right role. Did they mess with his role? Did they take him off half back and put him back? Or am I...
Yeah,
So last year, he pretty much played... He started on a wing last year, and then they moved him to half back, and he found plenty of the footy back
Darcy.
there. Our entries are looking shoddy. And then LDU.
Darcy just fallen over.
Oh,
Fisher.
No!
Took too long, but he's
Get
got
up,
a kick
MJ.
off.
Hunt. Oh, Banfield's out there. See, there's probably 2 or 3 players that just aren't in our best 22 out there tonight.
50 disposals to 25.
Wow.
It's a North game.
See, Darcy in the ruck against Cherry and instantly gets that first hit out. Jackson on the
he's
ball.
gone! Ball!
I think
man.
they'll give him some grace because he fumbled it. I'm not sure.
What was that before? You
219.
can't get him?
Yeah. Did he get him?
Paul Curtis got him.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Absolutely drove it through him. What was I saying about McKercher? Started on a wing, moved to half back. LDU with the snap.
That's a goal.
That is a
Yes.
goal. Woo!
I mean, I am neutral.
Imagine the views if Freo lose.
Very good start here by North, to be fair.
Yeah, no, this is... I couldn't have hoped for anything better than this so far. We're dominating around the ball. LDU, Sheasel getting involved. McKercher there was involved in that chain to bring the ball into the forward half. This is good. This is a great start.
I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, Fremantle just struggling to manage the footy with North pressure. And North pressure is 219, I think the pressure rating was. And I think if anyone delivers pressure that level, it's hard to move the footy. So Fremantle just need a settler.
We just have to be able to keep that up because, as we saw last week, our pressure can be fleeting.
9 disposals, 4 clearances for
Holy
LDU
shit.
and a goal.
Wow. He was absent last week as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he's playing West Coast. That's tough.
He's had a fairly poor year. Oh, not poor, underwhelming.
Yeah, for a player of his potential.
Yep.
And what he's flirted with at AFL.
So they brought Darcy on to go up against Darling.
And it's... Well, he's been good since he's come on, I reckon, Darcy. Here's Bruce again, just trying to win that next contest. Darcy with the forward handball, Sarong kick to the top of the goal square, Griff
That's
low.
what I'm talking about with Sarong. Like, he didn't even look there.
Nah,
he had heaps of time.
He's not the best kick.
He's not surgical.
League. No, but he is that meters gained clearance player, I think, Sarong. In terms of just me and my brother used to call it the Sarong slam, where he just have it in a contest and just straight down, slam it on the boot.
He's an unbelievable loose ball ground player.
Yeah. Loose ball ground player? Loose ground ball player?
Yeah.
Yeah, ground balls, whether they're loose or they're contested.
Yeah.
I mean, we just haven't contested Paul Curtis there. Kicks inside 50.
Get it to the advantage of Foss. Oh,
I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Constanti.
Lucky.
Get it out, Lucky. Get it out.
Ball is wrapped up 20 metres out from North Melbourne's goal.
Oh, Voss, you could have marked that. I love you, though.
Johnson.
He's only 181 or something like that.
Yeah,
Foss?
183.
Okay, he's grown a bit.
But he's got a leap on him.
Yeah, that's true. He's quite a good overhead, actually, for his height.
Someone get moving on this stoppage. Get
it! Was that ball?
Has to be.
I didn't really see it.
Yeah, kind of. I think he was obscured by the player
Come
in front.
on,
Fish!
Oh,
Wow, North Melbourne get the fast start here. It's only early days, but
Kanga.
they look up to play.
Bailey Banfield is absolutely ball watching there as Zach Fisher gets it on his left foot. Let's watch Bailey Banfield here.
I think that's
I think it was a bump.
Wait for it. Ready? Watch Banfield stop there. He stops. If he switches off for a second, if he's engaged there, he smothers that.
Yeah, that's a bump. There you go. I think it was obscured on the first watch there.
Banfield stops. Fisher runs into the space that Banfield should occupy. Frustrating.
That's sort of I think we had a moment like that in the West Coast game last week where you kind of go, why would you actually choose to bump there?
Yes, it was Liam Ryan, I reckon.
Yeah, it was.
Some smaller player. I can't remember.
I think it was Dua.
Yeah. It was a player that probably you wouldn't expect to bring down in a tackle, so maybe that was why he didn't have that confidence. Yeah, it was someone small-bodied.
Hot start.
But it would have been holding the ball for all money.
I'm nervous with this.
I just knew we'd get the best Roos outfit. I can't believe Jack Dunley is playing second.
Do you reckon there's an element of North Melbourne because they have sold these games, they're playing a home game against Freo at Optus, they've sort of gone, we've really got to rally here. Like we have to, for the fans, put in a...
Surely you just do that every week.
That was true last week too, though. And I'd say North's intensity is certainly better than at any point of last week's game. Even the first 10 minutes. This is better.
A score review?
Oh. I think it's confirmed goal. I think they were just checking if it was touched on the line.
Right.
He looked pretty short of the ball, didn't he?
Caleb Daniel.
9 clearances to 3.
Yeah.
Where is our 2024 clearance game? This is why people ask for Will Brodie to come back into the side. Darcy beat fucking, what's his name, Darling. Bounces off Erasmus's shoulder.
Got
him!
Is that
high?
Yeah. Oh, no.
That's unlucky.
That's unlucky.
He slipped under.
Unlucky.
This is Erasmus, yeah?
Yeah.
That is Neil. A lot of talk recently about where his future will be.
Freo's method so far in this game has been very slow.
Darcy, go.
Spoil.
Sarong wins the ground ball, sharp, out to Banfield. Banfield with just a loopy kick inside 50.
Oh, good courage.
Vossi's always going to make
good
a contest.
I think that was pink.
What's happened here? Free kick?
I think it was high on Voss. The hand came over the shoulder there.
Fuck's sake.
North were out there, but it's a shot on goal.
Why did that come across as so Will from in between us there from you? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It actually was a free kick too. Yeah. It was blatant. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think we were all watching.
What were you saying Freo's methods look like so far, Dill? Before?
Very methodical. Very slow ball movement.
Yeah.
Very kick mark when they've tried to get on the ball.
Yeah. Come on, Bossy. 10 goals, 12 from set shots. So he's going at below 50%. This is a regulation drop punt. Come on.
There it is.
Fremantle on the board. The margin cut to 4 points.
Come on, Freo.
And we would love everyone in the chat just to chuck a like on the stream. That would be much appreciated.
Yes.
Thanks for being here tonight.
We got Matthew Stevenson said, discuss Erasmus. Is he any good? What's he worth in a trade? Erasmus has just found it hard to play first team footy in our midfield over the last little bit. Very good with his ball use and he's pretty tough in the tackle. Definitely got some areas to improve. He's not the most explosive player, but last year in the Waffle Grand Final was best on ground. What's he worth in a trade? Probably second rounder range. He was picked up with the 11th or 12th pick in the 2022 draft, 21 draft?
Pick
21.
10 in 21 it was.
I see him as a player that was sort of in that, there was a little trend of like big or tall midfielders drafted. And I think some of them kind of lacked a little bit of lack some of the skills that you need to be that player.
Here is Erasmus.
He's on the ball.
Kicks it to the top of the goal square. Vossi areas.
Pushing the back. Has to be.
Yeah, North win the free kick. But that was a strong clearance by Brayshaw. Shrugged off a tackler there.
Got a genuine contest on our hands here, though.
We do.
With North, the question is how long they can sustain it. But at the moment, there's no denying this is a good game.
Yeah. I'm just, to be honest, like I'm so happy that we've started well.
Yeah, that's
and it
fair.
gives us some sort of a platform to be able to like attack the rest of the game.
Yeah. When you play well like this as well, it builds belief.
Here we
which
go.
I think has slowly happened at West Coast lately.
Darcy versus Cherry.
Yep. Let him cook.
Cherry wins it. Hits it to Wardlaw, who gets
Well
a tough
done.
handball out. Constanti
He's a
gets the
beast.
hands to Sheasel, and they're linking up by hand well here.
This
the
is
Roos.
good. This is...
What's this kick do? It's to
Kicking's
the
up 50.
advantage, and
That's
it's
a
a
great
great
kick.
mark. Is that Parker? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a well-weighted kick too.
Great
Curtis
contested
is
mark.
looking dangerous here.
Oh,
It's got to be in the back.
yeah, could have been.
Has to be.
Yeah. Free kick paid.
Corey-
No.
What?
It's gone to North Melbourne in front of goal.
What are we watching?
Dun, 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 dun.
What happened?
Zerha is looking for worse for wear, to be honest.
To be honest, that push in the back
That's
one...
nowhere near him.
The Freo one, though, I don't think that is a free kick because he basically throws himself back into the contest that's coming towards him. I don't think there were like hands in the back. There was contact.
I'd need to see it again.
I don't
just
know.
the
I don't know
eye
what this
test.
free kick was for.
No
though.
one
Yeah.
knows what this free kick was for.
He's bloody missed that.
No, he's
he's
got it.
kicked it.
Sheasel has kicked 1 goal 6 up until then this year, so he gets his second goal for the season.
That was
Yeah, we're still not sure what the free kick was for. I don't know if it was something that happened after what we thought was a push, or was it a downfield free kick on Zerha because he kicked it? Did he get laid out?
Let's have a look.
So
That's not a free.
So Zer clatters into the back of Chapman.
What's happened?
Oh, no,
yeah,
it's a
the
high.
arm from
Okay,
Draper.
Yeah, it would explain why Sheasel was
That's
taking
so
the kick and not
soft,
Zerha.
man.
To be honest, it is very soft. It's just stupid by Draper though. Like
He's prone to
he
a
just came
mistake.
straight in over his head.
So we've got Sheasel on 8 disposals. LDU's playing out of his skin. Where was this last week, man?
We at the moment, like we are just killing you from stoppage.
8 minutes remain in the first
And
quarter.
the defence has held up to North. There's been a couple of sweet-looking entries from Fremantle that have been repelled.
Cherry with another clearance.
Also some inaccuracy, but
Oh,
Banfield
Jeez,
playing
that's a
half back.
heavy
another inside
contest.
50 here for North.
Constantine.
Smothered.
Holding the ball?
What's happened here?
what?
I don't know, but Fremantle get the ball out. Advantage is called.
Go,
And
Murph.
What?
Go, Vossi.
Players overrunning it left, right, and centre.
Murphy Reid won't. He's class. Brayshaw with a handball over the top. Jackson, little bit of a shit kick.
Caleb Daniel.
Bolton's been nowhere near it so far, but you can't tackle him from 55.
no,
straight in front. The man is a superstar.
no.
Come on, Shea Bolton.
That was an outstanding goal.
I just said he's been cold. He picks up a hard ball, finds a little bit of space, turns on a dime and kicks it from 55. That guy is one of the most talented footballers in the AFL.
He's one of those players when he gets the ball, you just know something good's going to happen every time reliably.
Caleb
Hate it.
Daniel on Bolton is a nightmare, says someone on the internet.
It's my nightmare. That's horrendous. Oh, God.
Yeah, that is an awful matchup.
But that's you just said then. You said Bolton has been nowhere tonight, but he can just produce that.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he needs to do.
That's
If he
just
does that 3 or 4 times,
Moments of
That's
magic.
just talent.
He
Yeah.
can just squeeze through crevices that aren't,
Yeah.
like no one else can see.
Oh, those are rumours. But who's the best matchup, do you think, for North to put on someone like a Bolton? Is Jackson Archer in the team at the moment?
So he would be the one.
Yeah,
he would be the only one with any capability, and he wouldn't be good enough to play on him.
Where is he at the moment?
He's injured.
Injured, yeah, I thought so, actually. Yeah.
He did a really bad hamstring earlier in the year, and then he came back and he re-injured something. I'm not...
Nice. Oh.
We're slick in the midfield at the moment.
Caleb Daniel on the left to
It's a
Simpkin.
bad kick,
Can we
though.
just go back, though? Like, nothing... like
Banfield just overran it like an idiot.
Incredible goal from Bolton, but like, what was the free kick for at half back? Holding the ball on Sheasel.
No idea.
Oh, yeah.
He must have thrown it, but I didn't.
Simpkin.
Yeah. He didn't signal throw, though. He signaled holding the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know if Simpkin meant to do
Come
that.
on,
It kind of
bro.
looked like it came off the shin, and now the ball's
Bit of speed on the ball
back.
here. Where was he kicking it to?
Donald.
We really struggle when we go inside 50 to keep the ball locked in there. You see how quickly it just
Bounces
flips back
out.
out again?
Yeah.
That's what good small forwards do for you.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, well done.
Good
LDU's
LDU. He's having
a
a friggin' game.
We're just not sticking our tackles at the moment.
Nah.
Oh,
That's holding the ball.
that was a throw.
Oh, that was.
Disadvantage. Nah.
Love to see that Sheasel one again, though. I'm definitely not going to get caught up on that all night and keep talking about it.
Oh, that invites pressure. That invites a lot of pressure.
Fremantle have run
That was a
themselves
throw?
into-
That did look like
That was a throw.
Yeah.
Man, umpires have been kept busy early on here.
I mean, there's
That's
a
true.
chance. So 50?
No.
What?
78 disposals to 50.
McCurch could go bang from 60.
Could he?
Top of the
gonna
square.
be
It's a
to the
3-on-1.
square. Oh, Zerha. Again, Fremantle mop up at ground level.
Banfield kicks
Why is
it out
Ba-
of defensive 50 to Brayshaw.
Well done.
Wardlaw intercepts and
Wardlaw.
plays
Kick it.
on.
He can kick this. No,
Centers
decides
it.
to centre it. That's questionable.
Good fist from Draper there. Goes Sarong.
Get him.
Out wide to Erasmus. Clearing kick to Tracy.
This is better.
Goes
This is
over the
better.
back.
North able to get some
You need
forward
to
half
fucking
turnovers
go,
here.
JT.
Get him. Ball!
God, he was just walking over to it. Dylan's in it. Dylan's here. Dylan has arrived. I need some water.
North are able to affect quite a lot of forward half turnovers, and then when Fremantle get out, they've been able to somewhat take the most of their opportunities. Obviously, Bolton with a bit of a half chance there nails an amazing goal, but
That's just exactly what you guys couldn't do to us last week.
Yeah.
When you had the opportunity, just not having that player. I'm getting a bit frustrated by the umpiring tonight so far. I just don't know what's going on. Constantly.
yeah, I'm with you there in the sense that some free kicks are
Go, Spitter. Amos
being
out the
called.
back.
Oh,
That's a goal. Walking in.
yeah.
Oh, he's
So
gonna
again,
take
we're
a safe
seeing
shot.
North push Fremantle into their back half, but the counter-attacking game here
Yeah.
from Fremantle is about to put them in front.
Yeah, when we win that 50-50 ball and get out the back, we are very quick with our ball movement when it's operating at its best.
The times that Freo look really stuck is when everybody's back in that defensive half. They don't look like they've got a midfielder that can pick a needle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the analogy for that?
Needle in a
Thread a
haystack.
needle.
Amos, come on.
Pick a lock.
Oh, he's missed
I
it.
just had no confidence with him taking that, to be honest.
He kicked 17-7 this year.
Has he kicked 17 goals?
Yeah.
Wow.
17 goals, 8
higher
now.
or lower than you'd expect, Dill?
Way higher.
He beat up on West Coast a bit. I think he
Did
kicked
he?
4, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit nowhere at the moment.
He competes well. He had a good game against the Dogs, that game we streamed.
Still pretty
Yeah.
young for a key forward.
Yeah, what's he at now? 22?
21, yeah.
Fourth-year player, I think.
Sherry's just an animal. I absolutely love him.
4 minutes 22 remain. North leading by 3 points.
Does this feel like a particularly long quarter to anyone else? Like it just...
No, I think your perception is altered by the tension you're feeling.
Brayshaw with the free kick here. Bit of movement in Freo's forward line would be nice.
It's tough at Optus with the umpires, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Oh, they just...
Nobody,
Don't think Freo or West Coast get favouritism at
the two
at Optus,
teams,
no way.
I think between the two WA teams, we've won like 2 free kick counts all year.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not skewed for WA teams at Optus.
Well,
No way.
that's a very poor kick.
Switter. He's doing well defensively. Can he unlock a mark inside 50 here? I think an angle switch would be nice, but he just pops it up. Jackson can't mark.
Fremantle now have
Shea
the territory. Oh, that's a good
Oh,
tackle.
wow.
That's ball. That's ball.
The first time I've seen that this year.
LDU putting in one of the better quarters we've seen from a player this year. Certainly,
this is what he can do, and it is frustrating because he has games where he just looks like he's going through the motions.
Yeah. I don't know what he's on. I'm going to guess like 12 possessions, a good tackle. We want a free kick there, kick to goal.
53
He's had 12
ranking
disposals.
points.
12, yeah,
touched.
nailed it.
He's kicked a goal.
Yeah.
He's had
I was touched.
4 clearances. Just the 1 score involvement though, so that goal's the only.
Oh, that was a shit kick from McKercher.
Goes wrong in the middle of the ground. Just slams it on his boot.
Good mark.
And that's Dylan's criticism.
McDonald
warranted.
had a couple intercept marks in this game.
Yeah,
He looks older than he is, eh?
Oh, absolutely. I think he's only 31.
Yeah, I think he's got grey hair in his beard, so he kind of looks like
Yeah.
I think we
Dennis Quaid.
I think we can agree on the umpiring tonight, Dylan. There was just one there that was a 15-metre kick and it was touched and it was called a mark. And it was blatantly touched.
Oh, I do agree. I'm not like
Get there, Carl. You got to go.
Fist!
Oh, what
Fist!
happened
What
there?
happened, fist?
You shut the bed.
Fist.
Did Frederick possess the ball there, umpire? What
Surha.
the fuck?
Surha with an interesting
was
pass,
terrible.
a check side pass.
Sorry, did Michael Frederick possess the ball there when he was tackled?
I think it was a collision, to be fair. I don't think he actually... I'd like to see it again. It was off the ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't have it. Unless it was like a tangling up at the feet. It looked like Frederick was tackled or being held onto. Darcy versus Cherry. Cherry takes it out of the ruck. Darcy wraps him up.
Has Fremantle only had 6 forward 50 possessions compared to 21 from North Melbourne?
That's
crazy.
Crazy,
Wow.
yeah.
Not forward half, forward 50.
Forward 50, yeah.
I suppose when you consider one of their goals was banged home from 50,
Yeah.
kind of makes more sense.
Again, that highlights the importance of having those sort of players that can do that.
Yeah. And they've also had a couple of set shots that resulted in scores.
Come on, Chappie.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sheasel.
Jeez.
Well done, Cheese.
Fisher.
Oh, just
Get it out, get it out.
A bit of overusing it. Foss, nah.
Well done, Coxie. Oh, he's just fumbled it over the line. That'll do.
North just overused it a bit there. Needed somebody to just take it.
I reckon Foss's last couple of minutes are exactly why...
Oh, my God. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
Carl Waller goes to throw it to Jordan Clark and misses. Story of our quarter.
I was just talking
What do you
about...
mean? That's not 15, bro.
Yeah, that's easily 15.
Fuck me. What are these umpires watching? They're actually silly. Sorry, Dylan.
I was just talking about Finn O'Sullivan, his last couple of minutes in the forward half of the ground, like a couple of opportunities for him to do something in the forward half, just that difference between being in the back 50 where you got so much time and space and then he comes in and it kind of looks like he's shitting the bed a little bit.
Umpires are shitting the bed at the moment. Someone on the internet says umpires are having a shocker.
Yeah, it's just some of them it's just been unclear to us as well because we can't hear the commentary. We actually don't get the explanation like you guys might.
Yeah.
Or because you're listening to us, you also don't know.
I still go back to that Sheasel one. I obviously noticed that more because it's a North one, but he signalled holding the ball.
Get him!
And Sheasel got rid of it in like a second.
Caleb Daniel with a clever kick inside
What a
50.
kick to Sheasel.
That was a great kick. McKercher.
Inside to the middle of the ground, not inside 50.
Foss.
But yeah, your young players are linking up so well right
A
now.
bit of space here for Sheasel, but he decides to hold it up. Kicks inside 50. Is it a good one? It is an awful kick. Awful kick. Larky keeps it in. McKercher with the check side to the pocket.
not too bad.
Low percentage, but a good kick.
He did all right there.
Yeah, he did as good as for a left footer. That was his best option.
Yeah. You'd like to see him on the right there, just to be able to just bring that back a little bit more central. But
yeah, got some territory. We have 41 seconds to go. The ball is 25 metres out from North Melbourne's goal for a throw-in.
he's got him by the
Darcy.
throat.
Well done, Bray.
Very sure with a clearance.
Sharpie's going to...
Sends it to the fat side.
Caleb Daniel in an
Sweet
aerial
of it.
contest.
Switter versus Caleb. That's got to be 50.
That's 50, yeah.
Thank fuck. 24 seconds left. That's another 50. He
it's-
fucking grabbed him when he's running past the little midget. Go, Switter. Can you say that?
I don't know.
Tracy, come on.
That was some bad discipline from Caleb Daniel there.
That should have been 100 metres. He grabbed onto him when he was running past.
Okay, so everything that I've been saying about Caleb Daniel all year, lacks athleticism.
Just
There
let
it
out
is.
run.
There it is. He can't even chase him back to goal.
Oh, God. Weird quarter, that.
Well, Fremantle, after all that, might end the quarter in front.
That's a coach killer. That isn't a 100-metre penalty every day of the week. He's ran in the way of him intentionally. Josh Tracy to put Freo in front at quarter time. He's a booming right foot kick, but he has dragged it across the face. Wow. So North Melbourne lead at quarter time by 2 points. Give me some stats still.
I feel like we're lucky. We're actually lucky to be in the lead in the end of that. But that Caleb Daniel thing's just shit me, because you're right. Like, that should be another penalty for the block. But why has he done it? He's done it because he can't. He knows he's going to lose too much ground, and then you're going to get the good inside 50. We'll have a look at some of the team stats. North Melbourne dominating the ball at the moment. 110 disposals to 74. That's not surprising. North sort of play like that most of the time. We've had 14 inside 50s to 11, which has come from that clearance dominance, 13 to 8. Most of that's come from stoppage clearance, interesting. So you've had a couple of better centre clearances, 4 to 2 there, and 11 to 4 in the stoppage clearances, 9 to 10 in your favour in the hit outs. But I feel like we've had better service.
Yeah.
From the hit outs personally.
We also had a bit of inaccuracy there. Vossi and Amos missing high percentage shots. So 7 goals, 7 scoring shots for Freo, 4 for North. We've been pretty clinical on the counter. But
it's really not converting your set shots, because you've had 4 marks inside 50 to 1. That's it. We've kicked most of our goals from open play, really, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. LDU has 14 possessions, a tackle, a goal, 93% efficiency as well, 69% of his possessions in the forward half.
That was probably one of the more clinical quarters I've seen a player have
from the midfield this season.
That was unbelievable.
Sheasel and McKercher as well, having days out. Sheasel's on 13 disposals.
Sheasel's, still with Sheasel, some of his ball use annoyed me a little bit in that quarter, just when he had, the final ball.
Yeah.
I guess that comes down to pressure as well. But overall, we're up by 2 points at quarter time. Away from home, I'm not going to complain too much about that. I think the intensity and the sort of desire is absolutely there from North Melbourne. Now it's just about keeping in this next quarter, maybe, I don't know, trying a little ambush at the start of the second quarter, get a bit of a margin on the Dockers to
Is that North's best that we've just seen?
Is that our best?
Is that the best you've played all year?
It's the blueprint of how we've played well in games that we've won. So we dominate from stoppage, and we score big. It's interesting because everyone talks about this North ball, which is sort of what we saw in the pre-season, which was really fast transition football from the back half. I've not seen that from North Melbourne all season. It's been, when we've dominated teams, it's been a bludgeoning from stoppage.
Yeah, that D's game in particular, that fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. So
Can someone tell these WA umpire marks North or bottom 3 side and not Freo? Don't even know what that means, but that's a moderator of the chat that said that. I've got chocolate for anyone that would like to indulge. I was going
to go to the bathroom and suddenly...
Is that white chocolate?
This is white chocolate.
Yeah.
That's
my rapper name.
How many blocks would you like, Dylan?
I'm good.
You're good?
With white chocolate, yeah.
Not a fan of white chocolate?
No.
Why not?
There's criminality in that.
What do you mean, bro?
White chocolate.
No, we're not on the same page. I'm a white chocolate guy.
You're a guy.
Yeah. It was actually my rapper name.
White chocolate. Nice.
Interesting. What's your absolute go-to in a chocolate sense?
Thanks.
I like Cadbury Oreo, but it hasn't been on the shelves recently, and I've been looking.
I thought you were going to say because you bought it all. I love a bit of the Whitakers.
It sounds like an old person's chocolate.
Yeah, it sort of is.
Sounds made up.
It's I think it's some English brand.
Right.
No, it's New Zealand. It's New Zealand.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. No, it's good.
White chocolate isn't right. Well, I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah. Although my go-to is plain chocolate dairy milk.
Okay.
Like the Cadbury dairy, like what you've got, but just plain.
Fair.
Stick in the fridge for a little bit.
Brandon Cavalier.
Couple of Pinot Noirs.
Hell yeah. White chocolate is the best chocolate from Brandon.
Ooh.
White chocolate
really
is
chocolate
the go.
though, is it? White chocolate.
What do you mean?
Well, it's basically doesn't have the...
It look different.
The bean, the chocolate bean. You know when you have proper chocolate, it's fully dark, and then it's...
I see what you mean. It's not, as a product, the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. It's more of a confectionery than a chocolate as such, but it's still it tastes, it's sweet, right?
Yeah.
It's tasty.
It's really good analysis.
Shout out to my family who are currently in Portugal. Can't get KO up, so they're watching the live stream from the south of Portugal.
Love that.
Hope you're enjoying yourselves.
South of Portugal, what are we talking there? Like
Albufeira.
Oh yeah, nice part of the of the world rather.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Have you been to the south of Portugal, Dylan?
I have not. I have actually not been to the country Portugal.
Fair.
I would love to. I had a trip planned a few years ago and it never eventuated. Wanted to go to like Porto and
Porto's
Lisbon.
meant to be one of like the most underrated cities in Europe, I've heard.
Yeah.
Never been myself, but
You been to Lisbon, Jesse? Beautiful. What do you reckon, Druzy?
Mm-hmm.
3 quarters to go. I don't think you guys played badly or anything, but you're obviously down by the 2 points.
We did play badly because we didn't lock the ball in our front half and score, which is what we usually do.
It was probably more of a North, even though you guys probably some way should be in front of us, it was more of a North game.
Oh, 100%. No, you were the better side that quarter, definitely. We just need to get on top of the stoppage battle, I think.
Yeah.
That wasn't us there. Sort of North always got first hands to it. And what we've been really good at, even when we don't get first hand to it, is that post-clearance disposal, like turning over the ball in the middle of the park. Or
well, you saw it sometimes there with Brayshaw. He's the one that's able to win the ball
but that
back.
was more around the ground there. Usually we can do it like right after a stoppage and launch from there, and we just weren't able to do that quarter. So the game wasn't on our terms. North's young stars have really showed up to this game, and I'm keen for a good game. We want to play the best version of every side. So
you mentioned that you'd played some of your best footy like leading up to the bye last week. In those games, was it fairly well? Like, what did you guys kind of implement your style of play consistently throughout those games, or were there kind of ups and downs? I didn't watch all of them, but
so it was a good 12 quarters, to be honest. The only bad quarter we really had was the second quarter against Gold Coast, but it was really. Our game's based off our pressure and our hunt, our tackling.
Yeah.
So we didn't get that right in that quarter. I didn't see the pressure factor, but we are underway for the second quarter here. And Cherry takes it out of the ruck, handballs forward to LDU. See, usually we can mop that up.
Go
ball.
Ball. That's free. He's grabbed him. Oh.
I thought so, Dylan.
Did you?
I thought that was a free kick, yeah.
I thought he dragged him down.
Zerha's sore again.
Oh, I need your opinion on this one, Jesse. Well, actually, Drewsy's agreed with me, so I don't really need a third opinion. But watch this. That's a free.
Yeah, he's
all
holding
over
on to
him.
And then we ended up with the free kick there.
Oh.
You know who I need to see? Oh, LDU is just getting the ball everywhere.
Oh.
Is that another whistle? Downfield, free kick, 4.
Oh, Curtis having a shot on goal. Is it? What's happening?
I'm obviously happy if
Zaha's hurt.
I'm happy we've got a free kick, obviously, but like I'm sort of getting the game's not being played, if you know what I mean. It's just
you should have seen today. We went to the footy. We watched Waddell Park claim a victory, and that there was just like a teenage umpire. Good on him for volunteering his time, but he just wasn't calling any free kick. The players were getting dragged like over the shoulder, pushed in the back, holding the ball dead to rights, and it was just like, yeah, ball it up.
Just keep going.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite of this game.
Did the players then kind of start to react to that?
They did initially, and then I think everyone just sort of gave in and accepted there's no such thing as a free kick. It was windy conditions. It was a real tussle.
Mordlaw just throws it over his shoulder. Handball edition.
What happened with that free kick, by the way? Because it looked like Paul Curtis was going to be lining up for goal, and then it went back to the middle of the ground.
If that hasn't been the theme of the night, why is this free kick given? I don't know what has been.
What was that?
Edition.
Was that holding the ball?
I don't know, Dylan.
We had literally no idea.
I do not know. Zerha just looks a bit ginger. I'm not talking about his haircut. Top of the square.
Has he made
a realistic attempt there?
That's got to be a free kick.
What the fuck are we watching with these umpires
That was
here?
that was an unrealistic attempt.
100%.
Oh, you mean against Darling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just jumped on someone and got nowhere near it.
What's happening here?
What is going on? This is a weird game.
Oscar said that they just stopped playing because Zerha was injured, so I don't know if that was a free kick at all.
Why did we get the ball then?
Was it a
It.
stoppage? I don't know.
Here's the hunt. This is what we're talking about. 49 in the chat. Thank you guys for watching along at home. Me and Dylan are tense at the moment, and I'm not talking about pegs and strings.
Oh, you are, in a sense. It's not the camping kind, as we see Sarong.
Over the shoulder. Thank you. Can we get a couple more notches on the volume, or is that obnoxious?
No, I think it's okay.
Don't go up then.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, I think so.
I just saw no HUD. Oh, it's at the bottom there. Nice. Darcy long down the line. Griff Logue flies over the top. Amos, Switter with the speed. Gets it to Frederick. It's going to sit behind him. Weird bobbling ball. Bolton.
Oh, he's got guys everywhere in the middle.
50.
Bad
They're
option.
all sort of out of...
tell you what.
Tracy!
That was a better kick than it looked. It just kept going.
Kept going, didn't it?
Pink overran it a little bit and
Yeah.
sat up for Tracy, and Tracy's taken a fantastic grab.
Straight off the boot there, I was like, he's got the wrong option there.
Yeah,
He's
so-
gone straight to Toby Pink.
There was options, like you said, Dill, but they all looked sort of in that like 70-metre range. And that kick just continued to travel. The way he's hit that can't be undersold on the skill behind that kick from Shea Bolton.
Yeah, that was outstanding.
Toby Pink's been a step ladder before, and he'll probably be one again. And that's just him.
Oh, it's not going to be one of these nights where we just keep fucking missing.
I
is it?
really hope that it is.
Hey, I wonder what that would feel like.
2 goals, 6. We're really doing West Coast, WA proud here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just keeping in the theme.
Caleb.
Well, that was called not 15. That exact same kick in the last quarter.
It was. Yeah.
Absolute spud umpires.
I'm sort of with that particular kick. I'd sort of like them to be, I think with the non-15-15 thing, as much as it sounds strange to say this, but I feel like the type of kick matters. Like, I saw one today with Giants and Brisbane, and it was like he kicked it directly forward. I swear it also went about 20 metres, which made it more ridiculous, but they called play on. But I reckon like it should be more on the lateral kicks and the backwards kicks, right? Because that's kind of what you're trying to stop. That really...
Yeah. I mean, in theory, you shouldn't have any kicks that you're trying to stop and adjudicate differently because of that. But I agree with what you're saying, which is those are the ones you should be hotter on.
Yeah. You kind of want to be like if a team's trying to like save a game and they're kicking backwards, that's probably where you want to be as harsh as possible on it.
Yeah.
Not for direct kicks forward.
Yeah.
Oh, Caleb.
Apparently last week was one of the lowest scoring rounds like for decades. It was like 62.9 was an average score.
Really?
And I think it was like either an all-time high or a second all-time high for stoppages.
There were, I know there was a couple of really heavy stoppage games.
Well
We're
done.
on here.
Larky.
Yes. Oh,
Bit of a rebound play there from North Melbourne, and Larky has taken a mark about 40 out. He'll kick from, I reckon.
do you think that happens, Jesse, with the high stoppage and lower scoring games? Like the winter sort of has just started to turn a little bit, and there's an adjustment period where the players sort of feel the cold a little bit more, feel the conditions a little bit more, and then they probably, as winter gets into the depths, they probably adjust to it a little bit.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I think it's no surprise that we see footy return to its best around September. Obviously, players condition for finals, and it is a different occasion, I get that, but it would have to be a factor as well that the conditions warm up a little bit, and then, it becomes a little bit more free-flowing. But it would be interesting to see an analysis on that, like winter months, like what is the number of stoppages and total scores.
I mean, obviously grounds come into that a lot too, right?
Yeah.
Like there was the game at Bunbury,
which
is a like teams would have to, when they go into plan for those games at a place like Bunbury, like they've got no data on the ground, right? As far as like
other
what's
than the
happened there
pre-season.
previously,
Yeah, that's it. So a very small sample size for Hands Oval Bunbury. I feel like there's been pre-season games there like maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So
it would hard be to take anything meaningful from a pre-season game too, though, wouldn't it? As far as like
exactly.
styles of other teams.
Yeah, stoppage numbers would be
Getting dominated out of the centre.
Come on.
We saw Tasmania on Friday night.
Yes, Constantine. Just had to be a little bit cleaner there.
It was an ugly game on Friday night. A great contest, but similar conditions, like tough, lots of behinds, low scoring, 44 to 47.
Oh, Luke Ryan's got his drawstrings tucked in tonight. Ball!
Yeah, actually getting dominated around stoppages. This is embarrassing.
Come on, North. Come on, you got to dig in here. Got to dig in. Longmuir is not happy. Shake of the head. 16 disposals in the forward half to 3 this quarter. And I think it was, you called that stat in the first as well, Jesse?
Yeah.
Similar.
Like that. I think the disposals, they showed the total was like 125 to 84 like a few minutes ago.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry, was that forward half?
That was forward half.
Oh, forward half, yes, yeah.
Come on, JT.
A little bit of that is
Pay the
North
mark, man.
overusing it as well.
That's a free kick at the minimum.
What the fuck are these umpires actually watching? They get booed every time at halftime at Optus, and they absolutely deserve it when they're putting in performances. No, I'm not even kidding. This is your profession.
Yeah, they get booed something wicked at Optus.
Embarrassing.
To be fair, like they could, and this is like
good handball.
They could make them like full time, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Come on, Tracy.
You sort of get what you pay for.
Come on, who's hitting up centrally? No one's in that central area. Just slow ball movement.
Mind you, nobody knew where Luke Jackson was there. Tracy, whose field kicking boots are on tonight, hasn't kicked accurately a goal. I don't think he really missed that one before.
Tracy's
his field kicking is good.
He's the scariest player for me.
Yeah, one-on-one.
I mean, that was Jackson didn't even have to work for that.
Yeah, no, that was a combination of some sloppy defending as well, but a good kick as well.
Just such a because we pretty much had we were set up behind the ball. We didn't have to allow that much space.
Come on, Dogger. There we go. Back within a point. It's been a good contest, but our goal kicking has just let us down. I feel like, I don't know. Need to make the most of our chances because you're in the contest here. Fairly reminiscent of the game we had last year, Dill, in terms of North putting in a good showing in the first half and winning the clearance battle.
Yeah. I mean, I feel on some level, it's like this is kind of like the tables turned from last week as far as like we are dominating around the ball.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that we're dominating the entirety of the match. Like you guys have definitely had looks. But I didn't think that we'd have... I thought the midfield was an area that we could get on top, which we sort of talked about in the pre-game, but this is cool.
There's no reason that we should just be this pathetic around the ball.
What exactly, Druzy? What is the reason? I mentioned it off the top that last year you were plus 7.1 in clearances and this year you're 0.8. So you're basically breaking even.
You know what the reason is, Dylan? We haven't had Nat Fyfe in the side this year, and last year he played 20 games.
No, that's a fair call.
Darcy, inside 50 kick. Vossi, full chest. He's been held over his shoulder. Oh, my God.
I think that one was more line ball.
Oh, far out.
Do you think, is there an argument, though, with I do agree with you, because he was your major hit two player in 2024, the big body there. Is there an argument, though, that he being in the side with probably his lack of mobility at this age, like it kind of does hurt you in other ways?
Not when you have Shea Bolton and Brayshaw in the same midfield. If it was Fyfe, Johnson and O'Meara, yes, it would be an issue. Tracy gets his hands to it. Voss pushes off. I'm guessing that's Dawson because I had no idea who that bloke was.
It was.
But yeah, I don't know. That another factor is our midfield coach, Matthew Boyd, went to Collingwood. And he was a really, really good coach for us. So you see how good Collingwood's midfield's operating at the moment. So
it's hard to argue with the Fyfe thing, and particularly in this game. Like if you guys just had a bit more of a foothold in the midfield, you'd be at least a couple of goals
I wouldn't be opposed to making the sub early, to be honest.
Who would you take off?
Erasmus or
Johnson?
Warner.
Warner. Ball.
Or Banfield.
Oof.
Don't do legs there.
Oh.
See, no one wants to see that paid. Johnson, he puts himself in the right area sometimes, but watch him just try to kick this as long as he can and turn it over. He hasn't done that.
No, it's just picking holes in the zone.
Yeah. Brayshaw finds himself in a nice spot, looking for targets inside 50. Goes the handball to Warner. Takes some grass. Top of the goal square. No one's there.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know what this game has missed? The influence of Corey Wagner.
I was just thinking that.
Well, if you watch Freo Footy, he's an important player for us because he tags. And there's a few North players that are just getting off the chain here. He's done jobs this year.
How low have Fremantle's colours from the start of this game sunk to you're going to win it? You've got to shit it in basically to we need someone to tag our midfielders.
Yeah, you do.
Well, we were. What'd you say? We need at the start of the stream. We need I can't remember the word that you used.
You're telling the story, Dylan.
A
10-goal win, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
To be
is that what you're going with?
I can't remember the exact word that you used, but we need a dominant.
I said we need to be relentless type thing.
Yeah, ruthless.
Yeah, which we haven't been. But yeah, I don't know. I think Wagner needs a bigger role in this game because he's tagged Butters, tagged Dacos, done good jobs.
Mark.
And look, LDU's just doing what he wants. Go. One more.
With a potential shot here.
What the fuck is that?
Very questionable.
Touched off the boots. Play on. Let's play on. McDonald goes out wide. He's got options everywhere.
That's a pretty good switch, actually, from McDonald.
Just poor awareness there from Bossy.
Young McDonald had a farm, and Fisher sends the ball forward.
Get it.
It's a 2-on-1.
That should have been a mark from Constantine. Can he make up for it with a good tap? It was pretty decent.
Well done, Lukey Ryan. That's holding the ball.
I don't know if that's holding the ball.
Well, he ran 3 steps with it.
I think he just carried forward. I would prefer to see that play on. But
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, actually, sorry. It would look way worse on the replay.
Yeah, it did.
At first.
It did. In fast motion, that kind of looked...
Yeah, he kind of
like
skipped
he just took
through.
a step.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, go Banners. Cherry. God.
Oh, North have an opportunity here.
Do you have hands, Constantine? Yeah, he's gone out of the game. Sheasel in the second quarter.
It's because Corey Wagner's gone to him. Come on, don't let Zohar get out the back here.
Sheasel with a handball to no one.
Zohar, like pressure.
Is it raining there?
It looks like it is, yeah. I can't tell if it's a haze or a mist.
Like a purple haze or giant mist. Oh, Sheasel, was that a drop or was that on the fall?
I think he fumbled it over.
I think, that's sloppy.
Get up the chat here. I've been a bit distracted. Oh, my mum messaged me.
Hi, honey. You look very handsome.
Oh, thanks. Sheasel on cue, dropping it up the Kangaroos. Damn, Dockers are so boring. Got to change that game style. What an opinion.
That was in the back. Oh no, this is scary.
What's scary? We're doing fuck all.
We're going backwards now. We can't see how well North have set up at the field, but I'm going to guess solid.
We're looking like a bit frustrated and frazzled. Wagner goes to the wing. Murphy Reed's there, plays on. Chip up the wing to Voss. 1-on-1 with McDonald. Spills out the back. Is that going to be a free kick against Voss?
Yeah. McDonald did well to kind of get in front of him. And then he sort of had that front position. It did look a bit soft, I agree.
Caleb Daniel kicks it back to Pink at fullback. Frederick, get there! Does well enough to half the contest, but Hardeman's out.
I got pink eye watching that.
Hardeman's starting to get a little bit of continuity now.
Go Warner.
You got Foss.
Go Warner.
Get it to Foss.
Oh, didn't it hit the ground?
It'd be off Fremantle if it did.
Didn't he kick it? No, he kicked it into the ground. These umpires are fucking
that came off a Freo player.
Yeah, of course it did.
But you mean into the ground after that?
It wasn't on the full.
My first thought was out on the full, but it might have been a bump ball, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I would have called...
It hits the ground. It kicks it, hits the ground and bounces up. That's a throw-in every day of the week.
Probably call that a throw-in, yeah.
100% it is.
I'll take it.
These umpires are actually stupid, man.
Oh, come on, George.
8:32 left in the quarter. Tackles inside 50, 14-1.
Jesse, as a neutral fan, if you could take Caleb Sarong, and this is their ages considered in this, Caleb Sarong or George Wardlaw, who would you take?
Probably Caleb Sarong, but not necessarily saying that I think he was locked in to be a better player. I think Wardlaw's potential is higher. Sarong's already an All-Australian player, but I think Wardlaw could be an extremely good dynamic player. But I don't know. Like if I look at it from a West Coast perspective, I'd go the safer option.
Yeah,
because I would be like,
and you probably need that player too, right?
Yeah,
just that bankable.
Yeah, that's probably for where we're at.
Ball! It has to be. It has to be. No.
that should probably be called ball unless he get handball.
No.
That has to be holding the ball.
Yeah.
What could be stopping that from being holding the ball?
Yeah,
I think he got a hand to it.
No,
gets a handball out.
No, that is ball. That is holding the ball and he just drops it over the line.
No, he handballs it as soon as he gets tackled. I thought he got it. I thought he sort of...
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Did he get a fist away?
Who cares?
Yeah, I agree with you, Dylan. You want to see that Pate holding the ball. We had so much prior opportunity. He gets wrapped up and shits on over the behind line.
2 points the margin. We got 8 minutes remaining in this second quarter.
Low scoring game. It's all in the contest here. North have showed up big time. Wardlaw, Brayshaw, Sheasel wins the ground ball, but gives it up to Jackson. Murphy Reed's having a good game. And Wagner, since I've asked him to come into the game, has Voss back with the flight. Leads into the path of Tracy.
Good effort.
Can he
by
get the
Pink.
ground ball? He can. Up to Sarong on the left foot.
That's your boy. That's what he does.
That's right. Welcome to West Coast.
This is criminal what's happening to North.
Tracy is scaring me so much. Like, even then.
Yeah, he's a good player, right?
Oh,
Is this what a Clarko masterclass looks like?
I don't even know what a Clarko masterclass is anymore, but at least we're in the game.
Oh,
Come on,
Wardlaw
can we go
scrubs the
corridor?
kick
Can we go corridor
on,
here?
On cue, Dylan. Right after Sarong.
yeah. the ball.
Exactly.
Hold it.
That's actually best possible scenario there.
Yeah.
Like, sort of played on, come back. But is it Constanti goes
That's
quick?
I think it
Really
was
poor kick.
Foss. Foss is number 2?
2.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
Constantine.
Yeah, it was Constantine. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Deary,
All right,
deary
so the
me.
game has descended in skill level,
Yeah.
but it is a hot footy.
It's hotly contested and wet.
Yeah, it's not a bad game at all.
We shouldn't be playing this shit. Always after buys, man.
Yeah, I wasn't even taking that into consideration tonight, to be honest. Because you guys are poor off the bye, aren't you?
We are. We haven't won since 2021 after the buy. It was against Collingwood.
Yeah, right.
And listening to like all of the player interviews and stuff this week, and I know football's hard and you got to sacrifice a lot, but like Josh Tracy was like, yeah, didn't watch football for 2 weeks, went down south, switched off, and they all did. They all had time off over the bye.
Yeah.
But it's like you wonder how much like disengaging has an effect.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like I was confident going into this game that we'd get the job done because I think we are a better side. But like,
It's one of those things, it probably helps you in the long run as far as having that week off for when you go into like a grueling final series. That's probably helped you for then. But in the short term, it has negative effects.
go
Right.
Wagner. Just a long ball over the back. Go Vossi or Amos.
bloody hell.
Amos,
They should kick a goal here.
think
Fremantle.
your way through it.
Patrick
Vossi
Voss over to Murphy.
Come
he won't mess this
on.
up.
gets in there.
Is that the first time Fremantle's hit the front since they kicked the first
Probably.
behind?
Yeah.
Or did they kick the first goal? I think
First behind.
First behind.
I think we
okay.
kicked the first goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Murphy
Fremantle
Reid.
regain the lead.
Is that a good half, Murphy Reid? I'm gonna get up his stats now.
Comes after a block of 4 or 5
Chocolate.
minutes there where I thought North were turning the screws a little bit, but that's footy.
That's footy.
Yeah,
for
LDU
you.
kicked the first goal. Patrick Voss
That's
and
right.
Frederick both kicked points before we scored. But
Yeah.
Murphy Reid with 10 disposals and yeah.
he's been
Yeah.
good tonight, Murphy
10
Reid.
touches
Like
on goal.
that handballing is he's just clean all the time, sets people up. He's been awesome.
He's as good in contest as he is on the outside. He competes so well. For
I
that
think he's
short frame,
actually, to be honest, I think he's better in contest. Like that's his one wood more.
That's crazy because he's so skillful on the outside as well. Darcy with a big push on Cherry. That's what we need. Johnson gets a foot to it.
Oh, facial.
Come on, Darcy. You can't let that
Oh,
out.
kicking in danger on his own man. Wardlaw almost finds a teammate.
Chappy, clean, composed, handball out the front of the
that's a
stoppage.
good forward
Goes to
handball.
Shea.
Trouble.
One more handball's on there. One more handball. Go.
Good
Wagner.
chase.
We're coming in droves now. We're working together as a team. Amos out the back. Jackson spoils
Oh.
him. Vossi, goal square. That's 2 in a minute for the Dockers. Vossi's getting up into the fans. That's what we love to see. Come on, Freo. Get in there. Why has it gone quiet all of a sudden?
Has anyone seen any good movies?
No. What have we been watching recently? Not enough Star Wars. is the
We watched
answer.
Mobland. Is that what it's called? That was
Mobland.
good. Yeah.
Great TV show.
We watched a bit of the cricket last night.
I don't like cricket. I love it. Come on.
That was outstanding from you.
Brandon says, ew, Freo winning, vomit. What's the free kick count?
I don't know.
The free kick count is 13-12 in favour of you guys.
Yeah, it feels kind of equally stanky.
Yeah. I think we've had a couple of pretty bad ones. A
Non-call, though.
couple of non-calls. I feel that it have been worse for North, but
Here we go. Now we're cooking. Johnson, handball, Brayshaw knocks it on. Foss falls to his feet. Wagner is getting busy. He's got options everywhere, but he's got to go for home.
Oh.
Kicks it true. The Dockers have kicked 3 in
In a
about
minute, I
a
reckon.
minute.
Yeah, about a minute of actual
Come
play.
on. That's what good sides do.
no, this is us. This is what we do.
What do you mean this is us? We've just got on top and now we're winning, bro. It's not on you. It's on the Dockers.
No, because this is what we always do in little patches. We just concede.
Switch off.
We switch off. We concede goals. We've been the better team for the majority of this so far.
Yeah.
And
that's fair. But we've got the game on our terms now. I think there's been a bit of a
100% you do now.
Bit of an arm wrestle, but I feel like we've equalised the contest, and now we've just been getting the ball forward in this last minute, particularly just like bit of surge, just knock the ball on, wet conditions. We've kicked the last 4 now.
Well, the stoppages in the last couple of minutes have like come back a long way.
How's my call about Corey Wagner about 10 minutes ago? He's been the one that's sort of unlocked.
You were calling for him to tag someone.
Yeah, and he's coming off the wing.
You might have to call him Santa Claus.
Why is that?
Because you were missing his presence.
I've never missed Santa Claus's presence. Good bump from Chappie. Go Banners. He's thrown that.
No.
He has thrown that. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Is that a sling tackle?
He could have tapped it.
It was one of those.
He's thrown it. It's called a throw, Dylan.
That was not a throw.
Oh, don't let Sheasel get a jammy on out the back.
Murphy Reid just got one before.
What? What did you say?
Murphy Reid just got one before. Jammy one out the back.
Nah.
His goal was a...
Yeah, take him how you get him.
It's fine when Freo do it.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 22 remain in the quarter. Clearances, Freo are now on top, and we've had more of the ball. So the pendulum has swung.
What do we trail by here?
And going almost at 50% for scores per inside 50. Vossi, strong. Wagner puts his head over it. We could be out in the corridor here if Shea is clean. Little weird kick to Switkowski. He's got the little step on him. Big handball to Vossi.
Voss is
settles. Does he go over the top? He goes for home. And the Dockers have another one in the pouring down rain at Optus.
Wow, this is a bad time for it to start raining too.
Wow, no one wants to see this. RIP North. I want to see this.
They have just lifted and been able to score every time they've gone forward.
If the other team sort of steps up, we get a little bit happy with our own work too sometimes, I think. Like, we're doing... This is good. Like, we're in the contest.
You admire your own work a little bit.
Yeah, and then 3 or 4 minutes later, we're down by 6 goals.
Particularly in the contest as well. I feel like Fremantle's just starting to edge it.
Yeah.
Just in the last few minutes.
If my parents are still watching in Portugal, we have started playing well all of a sudden.
Oh, it's annoying.
Obrigado, as they say in Portugal. I think that's right.
Yeah, that's correct.
That
is correct.
Is that Portuguese?
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's from Japanese.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's actually taken from...
Obrigado.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Wardlaw wrapped up by Brayshaw.
What's the connection to Portugal there?
I don't know. I assume some sort of trade at some point.
Yeah,
Then,
you can have our spices and we'll take your thank you.
Club World Cup tomorrow. Man City playing Inter Miami. That's a crazy fixture.
Club World Cup. Liverpool didn't even get invited to the Club World Cup.
Really?
And we're like the best team in the world.
Yeah. Is it an invitation only?
No, it's got to be like Champions League. Surely.
No, it's based on. It's weirdly based on like who was or won the Champions League or was in the Champions League like a few seasons ago. So because Arsenal are in it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That makes no. Liverpool have been there as much as Arsenal have.
Yeah, has Arsenal won a Champions League?
Yeah, but it was. I think it was like the top 2 teams from England, maybe
over like a period or something.
Yeah, I should check that.
Surely, we'd still have Arsenal covered.
Maybe not for points in the Prem.
Over the last points, little bit. Maybe not. But
yeah.
Oh, good tackle from Carl Warner, holding the ball. He's a tough player. Oh, Frederick just fumbles it. God damn it. Go inside. Go inside, Brennan. Brayshaw was waiting there for ages. God damn it.
Because this game sucks and I don't care anymore.
No, come on, man.
Qualification for the FIFA Club World Cup was dependent on either winning a continental title in one of the 4 most recent seasons. 4 most recent.
They still haven't.
Or by having a high ranking of performance in the top level continental tournament over a 4-year period.
Well, they were semi-final of the Champions League this year, so maybe that plays into it.
Did they win a Europa or anything?
Arsenal have only won, I think under like Arteta, they've only won the FA Cup, haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnson down the line. Darcy, for frick's sake, just bounces off his big chest. as a West Coast fan, it's actually amazing to see Jack Darling stink it up in another team. What are your thoughts on that, Jesse?
I feel no reason to pile on. He's no longer our problem, but
I actually could say I haven't even noticed him there.
Yeah.
He may not have
free
even
kick
been on
he nearly
TV.
gave away.
Oh, yeah.
Cherry should have got a free kick there. Darcy just held on to him. High ball towards Frio's 50. He just spills over the back. Sort of mean we've just been finding a way to just keep the ball moving towards our goal. Foss has just tapped that out over the line. It's going to be a throw-in inside Frio's 50 with a minute 52 left.
I did laugh
Arsenal is not in it, says Kareem.
When North traded for Jack Darling and looking at like what people were saying, all the North fans were like, we needed this experience. This is going to be so valuable. This is a 3-year deal. And West Coast fans are like, yeah. I remember.
I never said that.
I
was
sorry.
anti the trade the entire time.
Sure, no, sorry, I'm generalizing. I'm just talking about like Facebook comments and
no.
YouTube comments and stuff like that.
There were people saying when we traded away our future first pick that it was a good move.
Yeah.
Because they're ready to win now. Let's trade away our future.
Matt Whitlock.
Erasmus had to win that ball back. He just missed the chest mark. I know it's wet, but
did you know the last 10 minutes, Freo have kicked 4 goals to 0, and we've had the ball in our forward half for 80% to 20.
Yeah, it's just been that counter-attacking
it's all
over the
transition
top footy.
I remember just on Jack Darling again, in the preseason, I saw like a headline like on Facebook was like Perth now or something, and it was like North Melbourne has already lost faith in Jack Darling 5 minutes into his first preseason game after a Falcon attempted mark. And I was like, "That's Jack."
What was that on? Sorry,
I saw Facebook like post it. It was a real clip. It must have been like in a preseason game this year. Whoever you
we played Melbourne in like a more serious one at Arden Street.
Okay, yeah, it was it wasn't against us. I think it must have been the other one.
Yeah,
and I think he got Falcon trying to take a mark. And North fans turned on him instantly. I was like, yeah, that's...
Come on, where are we? Our forwards are just sitting a little too deep for my liking. If you want to hit them on the counter-attack, classic football, get up high and work back harder. Go, Erasmus. I know it's wet conditions, but brother, is that in the back?
Yeah, probably should have been.
Conceded that was in the back and it wasn't paid.
He actually
Jordan
did. He kind of went like...
Yeah,
almost like he was remonstrating before it happened and it didn't happen.
I asked for our forwards to get higher up the ground. They do, and then we go over the top and kick it to 3 North players. Griffin Logue, that is not a good kick.
Do you see how much our small forwards lack speed? When the ball goes in, like there was a big contest formed, and the ball almost goes into like a vacuum and gets sucked straight back out, and our forwards can't get in front of the ball.
There
what
we
does
go.
the anchor mean, Druzy?
Lock it down, I reckon.
Good.
Good, Anakin. Good.
Now kill him.
Kill him now.
Was that a good
jet
quarter?
out away.
No. Can we get back into this game? No.
The weather turning has come at a bad time.
It was a good last 10 minutes from the Dockers. I think, we just stopped what you guys were dominating, sort of equalised and got on top of the contest.
I'd totally agree with that. You pretty much stabilised the midfield.
Yeah.
And just killed us on transition. And you've looked scary on transition all night. Like it's pissing me off because you've got... I think you guys look like you've got so much more run, so much better leg speed.
Yeah.
Our only chance is to beat you up around the ball, and I don't think we're going to be able to do that for 4 quarters. It's too draining. You see what happens to Carlton every week.
Yeah. Not a sustainable brand.
Yeah,
but
it's nice to have it. If you've got that in the arsenal to be able to use, to be able to beat a team up around the ball, it's good, but you've got to have, at the end of the day, like your bread and butter has to be transition.
100%. Did you want to go through the chat? Have you got it up there, Dill? And then we'll get into some mid-season All-Australians.
Yes, I do. Where are we at? What was the last comment you read? Woody says Optus needs a roof. Did that get read before? I like that.
I did not see that.
Pretty unhappy North Melbourne supporting hubby here. Dockers, why do you find ways to make my life interesting? That's from Samantha Jane.
Samantha Jane, shout out. Thanks for being here, Samantha.
As a West Coast fan, it's actually amazing to see Jack Darling stink it up in another team. That was already read, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kareem says Arsenal not in it.
Yeah.
My bad. Woody says, so what do you think now? North by 40? ? Yes, Woody. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Callum Tranter says, Simpson gave Darling Darling's a game every week, regardless of form. By the time we traded him, he was not worth anything. One of many mistakes by Simo.
I think most 33-year-olds are worth not much in terms of a trade. Yeah. So from just that point of view, I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, Jack played on a little bit too long. And then you gave him 3 years.
3 years is crazy.
This is great.
Mind you, I think we had him for one more, so you've extended it by 2.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it's not good either way. I think retrospectively, those deals for Daniel, Darling and Parker, although I do generally speaking, I like Parker, but I think that'll go down as some of the most awful trading of all time. God. R1FTZ says, Dylan, do you think Hawthorn's first and Eagles' second round pick will be enough to trade up to Sydney's or Gold Coast's first? Taking Duff Tytler, Dersma and Lindsay would be huge for the Eagles. So that's Eagles and second round pick. So the thing is with that, sorry to jump in, but if we're just trying to value what those picks are, I think it's 13 and 19 right now, but then maybe ignore the academy stuff because that happens at the draft, but then you got band one free agency. So we're probably looking at like 16, 17, 18 plus 25. For what are we talking with Sydney's? We're talking 5 or 6?
Sydney's currently around that range. Was Gold Coast mentioned there?
Yes. Yeah, because they'll be both looking to offload their first round picks.
Shall we get into some mid-season All-Australian selections?
I was just going to say, I think just overall, I'm not 100% sure if they would go for that, but what I'd probably say is this year, I feel like it is an even pool in that top 20. It's not deep, but it's probably even. Yeah. So I feel like, again, you'll have that where teams won't be that keen. If they've got 2 picks in the teens, they won't be as keen to offload. So it probably does make reasonable sense.
Yeah.
At this point.
I think Gold Coast hold Port Adelaide's pick, if I'm not mistaken, which is currently pick 4, or it was before they beat GWS. I don't know what it is now.
Is that for Lucocious?
Yeah, it was
a deal.
Huge deal involving Noble and Houston.
Even
Joe
Richards.
Ed
Richards. Joe Richards.
Yeah.
So the prime piece of that trade for Port was Jack Lucocious.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. And they got rid of Houston.
Yeah.
Let's get into it, Druzy. We're going to do some mid-season.
Let's do it.
All Australian. All the cool kids are doing this at the moment, so we thought we would give it a go. Now, how I want to structure this up, boys, because it'll get a little bit messy if we sort of pick... if we kind of go through the lines individually. So I'll kind of break it down into positions. So we'll pick 3 sort of like running, distributing defenders. We'll pick 4 running, distributing defenders. And that's so there'll be 1 on the interchange. We'll pick 3 key position defenders. We'll pick a total of 8 midfielders, including rucks. And that'll give us wings. And it'll also give us the interchange as well. 3 on the bench. Then 4 small forwards, 3 key position forwards.
Let's do it.
As well. So we'll
Starting
jump in.
with the backs?
Starting with the running, distributing defenders. So what I'm going to put down here, I think the first player is very easy. There's at least one just lockable player I think we can all agree on.
3, 2, 1.
Bailey Dale.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say Jordan Clark.
No, Bailey Dale. Come on now.
It has to be Bailey Dale, right?
We can all agree on that. Let's lock Bailey Dale in.
Yep.
The meters gained. What was that game where he had like 1,000 meters gained and like 50 touches or
That
something?
was the 49 disposal masterclass against the Bombers, I want to say.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been incredible in the last few weeks. And when you kind of look into the deeper numbers too, his retention rate with the ball, how well he holds onto it, but then he's also, he kicks them to dangerous areas as well. A lot of score involvements from that guy.
So slick.
He is our first running defender. The next one that I want to just throw in the mix for my pick would be Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller.
Yeah. Has he gone to another level this year, Naz?
I think he has as far as a volume. I do agree with you that there's a question on the performance of St Kilda overall and his sort of... I feel like sometimes if you wanted to poke anything at Nasiah negatively, it would be that he isn't careful enough with the ball. Yeah. Sometimes when he can turn the ball over in really... Just sometimes you go like, why did you do that then? Like at that moment when you just needed to be a little bit safer on the ball.
I'm sure he's been given some license, given what he's capable of.
Is his best footy at halfback long term?
I think so.
Do you pencil him in right now as an All-Australian halfback? I would probably argue that...
Possibly.
I'm going to jump in with another one, say Lockie Ash, who has been one of the highest rated defenders in the competition, is a lock for this.
I think he is too. I'm just going to jump in there and agree with you. I think he's a lock because of how well he defends.
Yeah.
So he's kind of got that combination with Lockie Whitfield. He's not as much the high volume guy. So some of his like surface level numbers look a little bit misleadingly poor.
Yeah.
But then what he can do, like shutting down opposition's best small forwards, is like so important for that team. You know, they're a team that's ultimately going to be pushing for finals come the end of the season. So I think for me, he's got to be in there just on the roundedness of his game.
Let's lock him in. So we've got Lockie Ash, Bailey Dale. I haven't watched all that much Saints games this year, but I would almost say that Jack Sinclair has been a more important player.
And this is a question, I think, around the sire. I think you got to pick one of those.
I'm leaning towards Jack Sinclair, to be honest.
I am too. I'm with you on
over
that.
Naz. And I wouldn't have both of them. Jesse?
Where does Lockie Whitfield fit into this team?
Well, we can pick 4 here.
I don't think Lockie Whitfield's been good enough.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Not...
I would have thought he'd be in the mix.
He's had better seasons, I'd say.
I think he's, again, like volumes there. What's he averaging? Like probably 31 for the season. Something in that.
He's been a very strong fantasy option, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think he's got the most disposals overall.
Yeah.
That kind of player. I don't know. I just don't think they've been...
They've been too inconsistent, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is it weird that we could potentially have 3 St Kilda players in this back 6?
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because we got Nas and Sinclair, and we haven't gone to the key backs yet, but there's Cal Wilkie to consider as well.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable putting Jack Sinclair in there.
Yeah, we shouldn't think of that like that, and now I'm in your heads. But it is a bit of a quirk.
Are we happy for Jack Sinclair?
Yeah, I would have thought Sinclair makes it.
Well,
to be
just
honest,
to go over some of his numbers too that back that up. 27 disposals, 508 metres gained, which is right up there, similar to the other top guys. But where he probably extends himself and puts a gap on the others is a score involvement. So 5.8 score involvements per game. That's overall number 1, equal with Bailey Dale.
For running defenders, that is.
I reckon a big stat for Jack Sinclair is only 3.3 turnovers per game, because all of these guys that are main distributors for their team, they turn the ball over a lot more because they go for those dangerous kicks.
Like Wanganeen, Miller.
What about Dane Zorko? Surely he's in this conversation.
He's in the conversation. I've got him written down. I didn't think, like, just looking at his numbers as well, like, he's, again, surface level, they do look pretty good. 27 disposals, 603 metres gained, 5.5 score involvement. So that's 4th overall. 5 turnovers a game is a little high. But again, he's in that sort of very attacking mode coming off half back. Maybe we're judging him too harshly because of how good he's been in the past.
I think he's had a massive year. I wouldn't have an issue adding him for the 4th.
And they're second on the ladder, aren't they? I mean, they lost today. But
I wouldn't be mad having Dane Zorko on the bench, but Nick Vlossen has been massive down back for Richmond.
He has.
And Jordan Clark, probably not all Australian, but would be worthy of the 40-man squad. But for the sake of time...
I know we're not doing it like this, but also with Vlosten, like, he feels good on balance.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that he's more of that little interceptor guy as well, and a bit more defensive than some of the other options. But it is an All-Australian, so I don't think you're fully buying into all of that.
All right.
You'd almost pick him as like a third tall.
You could.
Because of the way he plays, right? He's contrasted to, say, Wanganeen Miller.
Absolutely. So what do we go? So we've got Bailey Dale locked. We sort of contradicted ourselves with Lockie Ash and Lockie Whitfield there, in the sense that...
well, Ash has had a better season.
I think,
and he's
I
one
do.
of the top-rated players in the comp. So.
And the growth in performance has been huge for him and his defensive ability. Sinclair, we got locked.
So I think for me, it's between Vlossen and Zorko for that last spot.
So no Nas.
I think Zorko has been an All-Australian this year. I think Naz, he looks silky, but I don't know, turns the ball over a bit. I think I don't know. I want a bit more from Naz.
I think it's fair. I think we can kind of only go one of those St Kilda guys too.
I think Sinclair's been better.
Jesse, you make the call for the last one.
Who are we deciding between? Naz and Zorko and Vlosten?
Yeah.
Vlosten.
Yeah.
Vlosten.
Well, we've probably got it down to Vlosten, Zorko.
Vlosten, yeah. I think Zorko, but I don't know.
Hate that.
I don't know.
I don't hate that. Let's go Zorko.
That is fair.
All right, there we go.
So there is the back. I guess we've got a back 7, basically.
That was a comment as well from Mab.
Tall defenders. So we're going to pick 3 key defenders. I'm going to just go straight ahead here. Take over.
3, 2, 1. Josh
Sam
Worrell.
Taylor.
Okay.
Is that really? Is that seriously?
I think Josh Worrell has to be a lock for me.
Really?
He has been my favourite key defender to watch this year. How hard he tackles, that chase down tackle on Nick Watson last night. I think Josh Worrell should be.
He's a gun, but this is stiff competition.
And he's also he's a bit of a weird type because he's not I wouldn't call him fully. I almost toyed with putting him in the running defenders because he's a bit of a user of half back as well.
All right, so definitely Sam Taylor.
Taylor's going in.
Lock him in.
Look, can I just give you some of his stats here? 3.5 1v1s per game, which is a second overall. He only loses 8%.
That's ridiculous.
Which is number one by a mile. And then he also takes the highest amount of intercept marks at 4.4. So he just does everything.
Yeah. I'm on the Worrell train. We can pick 3 tall defenders here. Jesse, is there anyone that stands out to you? Cal Wilkie would probably be my other one.
I was going to say Sam Taylor and Cal Wilkie is another lock for me. Yeah, absolutely. As you've written down.
Cal Wilkie's a lock for you?
Yeah.
I think so.
In this team.
Gee.
Yeah. As you've pointed out in the program here, considering the volume of inside 50s that St Kilda deal with as well, I think he has been a really consistent player. Not just this year. Obviously, we're talking about this year. I think Cal Wilkie makes this team.
Wooden Spoon Data says no way Worrell makes a good player, but don't think he's great one-on-one.
I tend to agree. Maybe not with the one-on-one. I think he's decent.
He's great one-on-one.
He does get beaten a little bit more than some of these top-end guys. If you look at his loss percentage, I think he's up at, 17.4%. That's not bad, to be fair. That's similar to Cal Wilkie.
MAB in the chat says Harris Andrews. I don't think he's had his best year ever.
No.
But that's not any fault of his.
He's had some dominant performances, but we got to remember it's over 13, 14 weeks now. Right?
I was actually watching him. I watched the GWS game today. It's actually just popped on the screen as we've said that.
Yeah.
He was a bit caught between. It's like he's always going between playing on the opposition's best forward and being that more of a swing man. And I found when he was playing on Hogan today, he was getting dominated. So then they tried to move him around to intercept. And then he kind of got stuck in between. So he's not, I don't know, compared to a Taylor, I feel like he's just not he's neither here nor there.
I feel like Brisbane have been able to pick, did I say Melbourne?
No, Brisbane.
You said Brisbane.
I feel like teams have been able to pick Brisbane apart better than they have in the past, particularly with Harris Andrews. And the reason I thought I said Melbourne was because Jake Melksham did a really good job on him that day. And there's a bit of a blueprint there now.
Yeah, you've just been able to get him a bit more this year. Yes. So I think that kind of takes him out of it.
I'm happy to lock in Cal Wilkie. All in favour of Cal Wilkie, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy with Wilkie.
God, you're a sheep.
I am. Can I give one more here? So we've gone Taylor a lock. We've gone Cal Wilkie a lock.
Literally one player
I reckon
left.
it's out of 2.
Go on.
I reckon it's out of Darcy Moore.
Yeah.
Or Jacob Wiedering.
Okay.
And people are going to go, Jacob Wiedering, what the hell? Carlton have been absolutely terrible.
Yes.
But he stacks up. His performances stack up. I think he's probably either the best or the second best one-on-one defender at just shutting someone out. You still can't really get past him. He's won 2.5 1v1s per game, only lost 13% of his one-on-ones, and he takes 2.8 intercept marks per game, which is right up there as well. I think maybe we're getting a little bit shaded by the Carlton performances with Wiedering.
I'm just looking at Darcy Moore here. He's better in the 1v1 stats.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so how does he compare to Wiedering? Does Wiedering get in over him?
No, I'd go more. But I'm saying it's either one of those two.
Oh, sorry.
You're saying more. You're saying Moore or Wiedering.
Yeah.
I'm saying Worrell or Collins.
Really?
Yeah. Collins has been massive.
Collins has been good, but I would probably lean towards Darcy Moore.
You know what? With Collins, for me, I feel like it's sort of a hipster choice one where it's
I do get it, but I watched that Geelong game last week and he was just stopping everything.
Who did he play on? I don't know if I caught that.
That game in the wet.
Who did he play on though? Was he on Cameron?
It would have been Cameron, yeah.
Yeah, okay. He's like when you look at the opposition that they've played to, the Gold Coast, they've had a really, really nice draw. I feel like that kind of plays into it as well. His numbers definitely don't stack up.
He has been a good player for a long time though. Well, a number of years, I would say. Collins. I don't think it comes down to fixture. You know
No. Like he's in this conversation for a reason. I just wouldn't have him above, say, a Darcy Moore. I just think Darcy Moore's had a...
Well, you guys are on the Darcy Moore train and you're not going to budge with Josh Worrell, are you? So...
I can't put Worrell in.
Worrell's a gun in the near future.
Yep.
Like he's a good player now and he will become a very, very good player, but he's not in the All-Australian team right now.
So you're going with Darcy Moore.
I'm gonna go Darcy Moore.
I'd personally probably go with Sam Collins, but for the sake of the exercise, we will say Darcy Moore is our third tall defender. So we have got Sam Taylor, Cal Wilkie, and Darcy Moore as the key tall defender types.
That's a good...
Jeez, we've picked some good players.
And then
We're good at this, aren't we? Yeah.
running distributor types, we've got Bailey Dale, Lockie Ash, Jack Sinclair, and Dane Zorko. Let's go to the midfield now. So we're going to choose 2 wingers, 3 on the interchange,
Tyler Brock.
and then 3 inside mids.
So it should be 8 in total.
Well, Ed Richards for me.
I was about to say...
Him and Jordan Dawson for me have been the 2 best midfielders.
Can
in
we
the
just
comp
put
this
them
year.
in?
Yes.
Because I'm
They
happy
have
with
to
that.
be.
Yeah. No questions asked there.
Yeah.
Could you put Richards and Dawson on a wing? Could you put them both on a wing?
I'm not doing that. That's
Not for
facetious.
Richards, as Richards. Okay.
It's just provocative.
Bailey Smith has to be in there.
I'd put him
Brownlow
on the
favourite.
wing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
he's been mainly inside then. It's been the whole
Yeah,
Geelong
but-
evolution.
Yeah, I know, but he's that meters gain running player, right?
I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess most of his possessions are uncontested rather than contested. I reckon he's going at like
Yes.
33,
I'm going to
66.
fact check
Yes.
that.
Yeah, do it.
I don't know how I'm not that
Oh,
No,
smart.
that's
but-
his game. It's that power running.
I'm actually
outside
going to
game.
make a call here for us and say we can tie away the wings early and we can go Bailey Smith on one wing and Oliver Dempsey on the other.
Yeah. how much time does? No, there's actually more curiosity more than me pushing back. Where does Dempsey spend most of his time? Is it on a wing?
the
Because when
wing,
you're watching
yeah.
on TV, like you don't see where the wingers are. You might
Nah,
see one.
He just runs hard back to goal
Yeah.
in transition and then he takes contested marks. He's kicked 20 goals
yeah.
so far this season off the wing.
Yeah,
It's been
that's
incredible.
insane. He's a gun.
He's an enormous part of what Geelong are trying to do as well. I feel like that sort of plays into this, the growth of him as a player coming in the last couple of years. I'd like to have, I know Bailey Smith isn't the perfect example of this, but I'd like to have at least one genuine winger in the team as opposed to putting a Zach Merritt on the wing or a Butters or something.
Sure.
That's a maybe for now, I think. But
Okay.
Bailey Smith, let's lock in. Let's say Bailey Smith on the wing.
We're all happy for
Footy
Bailey
Wire
Smith.
will tell you the contested and uncontested stats, by the way,
Okay.
for future reference.
So let's go Bailey Smith on a wing.
We're getting some side bottom in the chat.
Story of my
I
love
put him in the
life.
list. He's in the list.
We've got Hugh McCluggage has to be in there.
He does.
Yeah.
Would
Now-
he be on the other wing?
Well, okay, he could be. Or you could put him off a half-forward flank, potentially. I don't love doing that. So what do we got? We've got Richards, we've got Dawson, we've got
Bailey Smith.
Smith on a wing. You could go McCluggage on the wing. Don't love it because he's been completely inside this season.
Yeah.
He's been a bit outside. He's coming off the wing a bunch. Enough to put him on a wing. As much as you can say with Bailey Smith,
I
I
reckon
reckon.
he's 70% CBAs. Like I haven't got that in front of me, but
Has Bontempelli played enough games?
No.
Are we?
no, I put him in the list.
Yeah. Because
I-
his performance has been outstanding for the most part.
I think
but-
Marcus Bontempelli will be in the All-Australian team.
Yeah,
But the
but-
question is, do we put him in the...
Yeah, he's missed probably like 40% of the games so far.
Yeah, I think he's like, 8 from 12?
Yeah, possibly. The ballpark, yeah.
So I think you can probably just put a line through him, can't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. As
Yeah.
long as that's our reasoning, I'm down for it.
Nick Dacos slots in.
I think Dacos makes it.
Dacos has to make it at
Yeah.
least on the bench for me.
Yeah.
Again, I think you have to... A large part of this has to be looking at how well they've played for their teams. We're actually back live here for the third quarter as well. But just what Collingwood's been able to do. I think he sacrificed his game at times as well, Dacos.
Should we
We'll
finish
come
off
back
this
to this.
midfield and we can come back to it later.
I reckon we come back to this post game.
Okay.
Halfway through our midfield, we'll
Yeah.
come back to this. Footy's back on.
That came around really fast. The quarters are going really long.
And the breaks
and
are
the breaks
short.
are short.
Can I tempt anyone? with
That's
some
because you're dreading
chocolate?
it. Yes, I would love some chocolate. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, Luke Ryan's just
Don't
dancing
let
around
Luke
people.
Ryan do that to you. Johnson's
Oh my
turned it
God.
over.
There you
Go Bulls. Goals.
No one there.
Goals.
No one's home. It's bounced through from behind.
We needed that. Johnson's leg.
Was that his turnover?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a really bad decision.
Oh, lots of Nick Martins in the chat.
See, I wouldn't be against that for a wing either, because at least he's It's not his exact
Half
role.
forward flank.
Yeah, you could put him on a
Yeah.
half forward flank. I reckon we've got to consider him for that.
He's a jet.
Who are we talking about? Nick Martin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not more chocolate.
Yes.
Personally, I would have him in the team over Merritt.
Yeah, Merritt was absolutely robbed last year, but that doesn't mean he should be a lock for All Australian this year.
No. I'll make sure.
Thanks, Queen.
Oh, Brayshaw's been knocked
copped one
out.
high.
They've thrown the ball in his head.
He hasn't been knocked out for those not watching.
What happened?
He just got slapped on the ear.
Brayshaw's got knocked out.
You're very dramatic, aren't you, Druzy, with your Freo players?
Yep.
Small forwards.
Tracy having a day out on pink 1-on-1 in the marking contest at
Yeah.
least.
I mean, Pink is honestly, he's a VFL player.
Tracy, long kick, top of the goal square sort of areas.
That has to be
Amos
an unrealistic
dribbles
attempt.
it to himself. 1v1 with Logue. Gets tackled by Logue without the ball. McKercher composed out of the back half, but that's going to go out on the
Composed?
full.
That is not
Composed my
composed.
ass. It's a free kick even if
I
it bounced in.
thought he was pretty composed.
It went literally to no one.
And it's delivered out of bounds.
Yeah.
That was the antithesis.
Wait, what?
No, sorry, what? Sorry, what are you doing?
Why are they
Sorry,
reviewing
what are you
this?
doing? It was cold.
No,
deliberate.
they're checking something, aren't they? They're checking whether it was.
It shouldn't matter
Give me some more chocolate.
because it's a free kick either way, in my opinion.
No, but it might have gone over the line here.
Okay, sorry.
That's
Just didn't though. Just
No,
didn't.
it stayed in.
no, stayed in, yeah.
White chocolate is like crack cocaine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jesus. We just go back to Patrick Voss's unrealistic attempt in that marking contest as well.
McKercher is killing his Supercoach team.
It's in the same part of the ground where
Barnesy.
it wasn't paid 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It is.
Docker's switching up the angle here.
The G is silent.
Jordan Clark, he's not making the All-Australian team.
And now
Switching it up.
Spud McDonald kicks it out of 50. Out of defensive 50, that is.
Larky almost brings it down.
Well done, Strong. Great tackle. Switter, head over it. Free kick to Caleb Sarong there.
Oh,
I don't know what that was for, to be honest. Sarong assessing his options. See something that he likes. It's Vossi. Makes
blue.
a contest.
Caleb
White.
Daniel.
Well, North are truly flooding their defence here. Carl Warner, 2-on-1.
Darling.
Takes a mark.
power
Hey.
forward.
He loves this ground.
Oh, no.
64 people in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on Footy from the Flat. Brought to you by True Footy Enterprises Party Limited. Produced by producer Vicar behind
Proprietary
the
Limited.
scenes.
Proprietary Limited.
Is it proprietary? I thought it was Party.
No,
Like,
because the party is not
I
limited.
thought you were making a
around here.
joke.
no, I
Yeah,
thought it was
no.
True Footy. That's like our group chat. Like
But then
True
we'd
Footy
go
PTY.
party unlimited.
PTY.
Yeah, I thought.
It's proprietary.
yeah. You'd know you were a law
Yeah.
student.
Yeah. Whereas you're just a
Or
debutant.
fucking tackle him. Hey. Everyone's laughing at my Party
Teenage
Limited.
debutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Dylan Stevens, I think that was you. I hope it was kind of.
That's right. Laugh it up, cockheads. We're about to kick another one. Go. Oh, Chase just run himself into trouble. God damn it. Matt Johnson. He has elite foot skills. He's kicked it to Jackson.
Oh,
That was chopping the arms,
it was a
wasn't
bit
it?
of a chop, I think.
That was a bit of a chop.
Yeah.
I just closed my eyes and
Karate
hoped.
Kid would have been proud of that one.
Oh, darling. Legacy game.
2 big contested marks.
Yeah.
Party Unlimited sounds way better anyway.
Yeah. Thank you, SJ.
Darling for the All-Australian squad.
Well, he's on the list.
We haven't got to the 4 yet.
Don't need to go over what
Oh,
type
good
of list
Nick.
that is.
Good, Nick.
That's who's not on the list, Nick Larkey. And that's coming from Santa.
Go,
Oh,
Bruce.
Murphy
Clean.
Reid.
Handball up. Frederick. Oh, just be clean.
Spent it. Caleb Daniel.
Oh, God.
Dill Stevens. You don't know what to do, do
Our
you?
pressure has just dropped completely. Good grab from Brennan Cox. Go corridor,
Shocking
brother.
kick.
That's what we like to see. Chappie. Give the hands. Give the hands.
In this situation, you guys do not like going fast, do you?
Don't mind it. Just a bit of possession.
Get on the ball a bit.
Yeah, but we'll get this one. and then we'll drive it in deep and then set up. Brayshaw inside 50. Jackson! Oh! Toby Pink. Brayshaw's going to take it. Oh, Warner! Good grab on Zerha. He's got the long sleeve stealth top on old Warner. Brayshaw again, just possessing the ball. We're 5 minutes into this quarter. The pressure has definitely dropped off. Come out a bit flat, both teams. Big pack forms. Dylan Stevens, sort of fumbly effort there.
Jesus.
Sheasel, Murphy, Reed. It's just absolute fumble fest here at Optus.
This is 100% a goal.
In the
100%. I don't think that was
Fumble
in the back.
stilt skin.
What does the fox say? I hate you.
Oh, no.
What are you going to do? Oh, yeah. Really wanted to pick that one up, didn't you, Tom Powell? Is that Tom Powell?
Yep.
I know football.
Do you guys get, like, okay, so a lot of North supporters come at me for, it's not that I dislike Tom Powell, I just think he's a bit meh. Like, do you guys see anything crazily powerful about the way that he goes about it?
No.
Was that a pun? Powerful.
No, it wasn't.
Was that
But I often
powerful?
do that.
That was good. Yeah, no, I liked it. You'll fit in well here.
You'll fit in here well at a true footy.
Yeah, what would you say
Party
the biggest
Unlimited.
knock on him is? What's his ball use like?
Yeah, not that
Is
good.
that what it is? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
And
high
not-
volume, low hurt factor.
I don't feel like there's...
Fisher.
This would be a goal.
There was never going to be a goal.
No, it wasn't, was it?
Yeah. He's from the Perth Demons.
Is he?
Yeah, originally.
I didn't know he was from
WA
from
boy.
Perth.
Yeah, Perth Demons production line of
Yeah, right.
talent that has seen us win 20 consecutive wooden spoons. Not quite, but it feels like that.
Oh, here's another one of those pickups where you're just like, why? Oh, dear.
He seemed like a bit of a player early days at Carlton, I thought. Zachy Fish.
Yeah, but it was like Carlton hype.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Pinky.
a little bit
you
like
could
you
have
with
marked that
Fremantle
probably,
players.
Pinky.
Hey?
Nothing.
No, go on.
I said it's a little bit like you with Fremantle players. Every player's the GOAT. It's like Carlton fans are like, this Zach Fisher kid's going to be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every fan does it, to be honest.
Sure, bro. Hey, how are West Coast going this year, Jesse?
Yeah, pretty badly, but no one's delusional about it, to be fair.
Darcy, get it over the back.
Come on, Sherry.
Sheasel wins the hard ball there versus Wrong. Warner. Oh, Chappie just spills it. Is that
Kick this.
Curtis?
Yeah.
Touch off the boot. Nice. Puts the finger up. That's out.
The umpire called
Was he
that
putting
touch
that
off
up
a
for
bit, was
like
it?
holding the ball?
Yeah. He loves
You
it.
can't be serious,
loves
Luke
it.
Ryan. He's just a pest, isn't he? He's an absolute pest.
He just has fun out there, to be honest. It's not like he's a nasty player. I don't know how other clubs feel about him, but yeah, no, well-loved player at our club.
He's kind of known in the like the fantasy community as just being a bit of a numbers guy. Like he gets a lot of the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty good. I mean, he won an All-Australian as an intercept defender.
2 All-Australians.
Was it 2, was it? Sorry.
Yeah, his marking's good.
Yeah.
That's his weapon.
Yeah, one-on-one.
I sort of
solid.
I get a bit surprised why he's used with the ball so much. Is probably my like he could intercept and then give it to guys like Clark, but he's always the guy with the high disposal guy back there.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of been criticised at times for being that sort of side-to-side kick, but
Yeah.
this year he has sort of tried to bite off that corridor kick a bit more, particularly with kick-ins, and we take that one on the open side and try to transition pretty quickly. He does take that aggressive kick. Oh, Curtis is going to get there.
Good. This is better. Is this the first goal if he kicks it?
Off
Of the half, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 48-28 at halftime.
I'd
Yeah,
like
wow.
to see Jackson on the ball more like we saw against Gold Coast. Wet conditions, big body.
He's been more forward, yeah.
Do you
No, I don't
mean
think so.
like roving to Sean Darcy? Or
Yeah.
do you mean as a ruck? Okay, yeah.
Like forward when he's not rucking, I mean.
No, I don't think he's been resting forward because we haven't really been going to him long down the line. He's been running forward, but Curtis.
So where's he starting? He's
Uh,
bloody missed that, for fuck's sake.
I'm not sure. Maybe he is starting forward.
I think he is. Dill, how are you feeling about North trading their future first last year?
There's that aggressive kick I was talking about, and Finn O'Sullivan cuts it off.
I feel really good about it. No, like obviously not good at all. I mean,
was there that immediate reaction for you?
Yeah.
Were you live streaming on your channel?
No. So I was actually at the draft.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did tell me that.
When I saw all of that, so I was in complete confusion because we were sort of seeing, like you kind of see more on the live stream if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, what's happened? What's happened? And then like I was looking back at everything, kind of after the night, and I'm like, we haven't, have we? we haven't done this. And then immediately it's like the fans kind of split into two different camps. You sort of get the more pessimistic ones that are like, this is the worst. What the hell are we doing? And then the ones that just try to defend it vehemently. Just it's so smart because we're looking to the future. Like we're telling the fans and we're telling the club that we're going to be like winning lots of games this season. So it just breaks into those groups.
Yeah.
Ultimately it looked horrendous on paper at the time, and it looks even worse now how it's played out. So you can't really defend it, can you?
No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
I mean, I also support a club who did a horrific trade last year. You guys kind of took some heat off us with that, so thanks for that.
Yeah.
Just everyone's attention deviated a little bit from West Coast trade.
I just wish with the North Melbourne's recruiting, they were just a little bit more, like had a bit more conviction with their ideas, because I just feel like they always worry about what like the outside world is thinking as far as, I don't know, they're more worried about what it's going to look like in the short term on field, if that makes sense, like with the picks that they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
And they never want to miss that. They'd never take a bolter or something because they don't want to be the team that overlooked some generational midfielder or something. That's how I feel they do it.
Yeah, so conservatism there.
Yeah. Where I feel like an example of the opposite of that is like Richmond last year just went, they had tons of picks. So like they had a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room to play with, but they kind of just went Lawler. Yeah, it's like, it's a bit of a risk over some of those more conventional mids like a Jagger Smith, but they just took him. Took Jonty Fall because they wanted him.
Yeah.
He was a massive boulder. Even Taj Houghton with the knee.
Yeah, that was a bit of a slight bolt because of the knee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on draft day, a lot of West Coast fans thought Taj would get to West Coast.
Yeah. I think most people saw him going to like potentially around like pick 20.
Yeah.
I think most people saw it that if Bo Allen was still on the board, you guys wouldn't overlook him. Somebody mark the ball, like honestly.
That's true. I don't think
Darling sockers it off the deck.
Foss.
Oh, is that a fresh airy?
Oh.
Wow. This game is shocking.
You have to forgive.
Go Wagner.
Dylan had to duck out for a moment. Oh, there he is.
Oh, Dylan's here. Hello.
He's in the room still. That's fucked.
We haven't come out of the change rooms this half. We have been shocking.
I tell you.
Handball. Oh my God. Johnson just hit a fucking kick, bro. Oh my God. Switter, please. Oh my God. Frederick, please. Oh, right. Oh. What is this?
There's an unusual, painful memory I have of 2018. We played Essendon. I think we won 10 in a row, and Essendon weren't good. And we came out off the bye, and we were 48-0 down at Optus Stadium to Essendon. And I'll never forget Scott Lysett being in that exact situation. The ball's lobbing up to him, and he's on the goal line, and he tries to kick it, and he misses the ball with his foot and falls over. And it was touch behind, I think. I'm so sorry. I zoned out then because I was just... That's all right.
How bad
it was like the Foss one, but worse, basically.
Rogue Rise had to click back on the stream to see the Dill reaction to that fresh airy.
You know what, though? Like, in the... fallout, I do not blame Finn O'Sullivan for that. Like, that's like our team. Why wasn't anyone kind of telling him he could pick that up? He had more time.
You know what happened behind the play as well? The umpire got in the way of Neil Erasmus, which is why he was free.
Right.
If you look at the replay, Erasmus just gets blocked by the ump.
Right.
Man, there's been no cleanliness in this quarter from either team.
That's what I'm talking about with McKercher, though, Drew. Is like McKercher there. He's just like, he's waiting for contact all the time.
Yeah. Well, he's an outside player, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, but like Goulden doesn't do that. Oh, fuck.
He's an interestingly shaped man, Luke Ryan, eh?
Yeah, he doesn't look like an athlete.
No, he doesn't. He's got that low sense of center of gravity, wide hips. Like Paul Chapman had that.
Yes.
And Gablet, I suppose. Not saying they're all looking exactly the same, but just some similarities there.
Bold.
Yeah.
Bold, yeah.
Come on, Cyril.
Do you think that's the reason like a Luke Ryan didn't get drafted straight away? Like they kind of, you look at him a bit and go like, that's not an AFL body.
Possibly. I don't know.
He was drafted out of Coburg as well. Like random VFL side.
Yeah, he's like 21.
Do you know though, recruiters actually look at that with VFL sides. They prefer to draft players out of non-AFL affiliated teams.
Yeah, right.
Because they think it's more of a graft.
Right.
They like the mentality.
Yeah.
Go Bolton. The only player that can be clean in wet conditions. He's got numbers everywhere. Little chip over the top to Bruce.
Fremantle have done this well all day.
And we've still got numbers out. Bruce has got to back himself from 50.
MOB says, shocking football all round.
Yeah, it has been terrible.
Conditions a bit of a factor, to be fair.
Yeah.
The boys just flaming Luke Ryan.
I still hate it though, like with the skills. I get it when they're like inside and they're trying to handle the ball at stoppage and stuff. But when you're on transition, like you shouldn't really fumble a wet ball.
Take a chest mark, bro. Come on.
Yeah, as an AFL player, like McKercher going for the one-handed take. Like, what are you doing?
Murphy Reid's eyes are darting.
They are.
Murphy Reid. He's going to kick it from about 47. It's going to stay right.
Not heavy ball.
The distance. Darling punches it to himself. Oh!
That was worrying.
Jeremy Sharp almost came through with the Daniel Wells there. What do you need to review here, 38? It was a behind, brother. Oh, you're such a mong.
What are we reviewing?
It's rather a behind or it's a behind. What the fuck are these umpires?
But he walked over the line, right?
These umpires are actually just... Like, is this the first game they've umpired in their life or what? Yeah, keen to get Fyfe on the park, 100%.
What's the difference, though? What's the alternative if it wasn't a behind?
They just wanted to get the Crypto.com sponsorship up there, I think, because that was
conspiracy
the biggest
theory
waste of 45 seconds of my life I've ever seen.
I get it when it's like, you know, like that previous one and they reviewed it and it was kind of like, because it caused, like what happened downfield would have been a completely different outcome. But that was just, it was either a behind or it was a behind, right? Because he just walked the ball over the line after that anyway.
That was silly. If anyone could answer why that was reviewed.
Oh, okay. Woody said it could have been a mark technically, but it was so close. Like it was so not a mark. It was so clearly not a mark. But yeah, I suppose fair play.
These two are playing in just as bad conditions as West Coast versus North. I'd say these are easier, considering we pumped Port in the rain. And
this is easier than the Bunbury.
Callum in the chat said these two are playing in conditions just as bad
as Bunbury.
Or wait, no, these two are playing just as bad as West Coast North Melbourne's in perfect conditions compared to. It's not perfect conditions, but it is easier to play. There's no excuse for this 14 minutes of footy from Freo. It's been ugly.
It's mostly just like ball handling as well.
Jesse's favourite pastime.
Story of my love life.
What's Sukowski done there?
Just travelled. That's a basketball travel.
I meant my own balls.
Oh, stick a fucking tackle.
Jesse's the only one drinking beers and it shows. Geordie Clark, find a target, son. Oh.
Pinky!
Spud McDonald, just a high ball. Johnson's under it. Loves a contested mark, Jono. Tough conditions to do that.
And to think you could have had Campbell Chester.
He ducked. It has to be ball.
Bolton holding the ball for the second time.
I think that was fair.
Oh, he was given an atomic wedgie there.
Fyfe going for a bit of a walk.
Robert Hanson Jr. Dylan Stevens and Zach Fisher are similar in that when they actually get the ball in a bit of time and space, they look reasonably good. Like Fisher, when he just did that, you go, he's tidy.
Yeah.
As soon as any heat comes, that's when you see all the flaws.
Yeah, under pressure.
Yeah.
You guys underrate Sarong when you did that redraft. He's better than Will Day. That's that guy. Toby Pink dropped a chest mark. Vossi, bring the heat, brother. There we go. Great tackle.
If both players retired right now and you look back on them, you'd say, yeah, Sarong had him covered.
Yeah.
I think that's
in terms of X factor.
I think we're mature enough to sort of understand the Will Day conversation, though, aren't we?
They're still quite young for midfielders, 24.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's more about what Will Day's about to do that we suspect.
I feel like this is Sarong, right? He is what he is.
No, he has levels to go.
Sorry?
I think he has levels to go.
Well, that was
Sarong.
Yeah.
Aimless
What,
kick.
Just improving in, I don't know, like tackling pressure, a bit of, not explosiveness, but breakaway type attributes, kicking. I think he has a lot of improvement left to go.
I don't know if he'd be able
He's
to
not capped.
improve that sort of stuff. I feel like the only thing that he potentially could improve, which would be slight improvement, would be like his ball handling could get even better. I think his athleticism's capped.
Do you not think he'll improve?
I think he'll improve.
That's a mark.
I think it's just
That's 50.
relative scope
Thank
we're
you.
talking about. That was sloppy.
God, the game needed something.
A 50-metre penalty to
that
Fremantle
was
is exactly what we
it
needed.
Yeah.
It's just been a fart fest from end to end. Just shit decision making and skills from both sides. I have more chocolate. Do you want
R1 FTZ said, can't imagine.
Thank you.
I can't imagine watching this game style every week. Poor Freo.
Oh,
It's not this game style. Shut up, you mug.
but subscribe.
But subscribe and like. Twitter.
Has this been the ruthless performance that you wanted, though, Drews?
It's been a ruthless performance in terms of...
There's still plenty of time, Dylan.
Yeah, true.
Twitter. Straight in front. Leadership group. Leaders go. Come on. I'm so excited by that.
Good player. It's just the polish that they needed, you would say.
He should call Jesse for ball handling lessons, Woody says.
Yeah, it just came out kind of gay, but I was making a masturbation joke.
Subscribe to True Footy.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, Freo, though.
What about him?
Yeah, but the Sarong Day comparison, like, I think clearly Will Day has higher end attributes.
It really depends how you reframe a redraft, right? Because a redraft of 2001, you're just drafting the best players over the course of their careers. But a redraft of a player that's still pre-prime, it's also about what they're about to do.
Mm. And yeah, you can go on like X Factor verse, whatever, but look where Caleb Sarong, I know we're not anywhere, but like he's been such a massive part of our rebuild. I know we haven't really been contenders, but we're sort of on the brink of entering that premiership window. I think Caleb Sarong has had more impact on our football club than Will Day has had on Hawthorn.
Yes.
Plus, he hasn't been available for his entire career.
Has he won 2 All-Australians or just one?
Yeah, two All-Australians, top 5 in the Brownlow last year, which Dylan doesn't take into account. But
4 Glendinning Allen medals.
What do I
Rising
take into
Star,
account?
Goal of the year.
Yeah.
Come on now, Dylan.
he's
You're
a
underselling
star.
him.
Yeah, they like those players, though, perennially get a little bit overrated. Just the clearance midfielders. Like, I think that's consistent as well. I just think if you were...
It's still quite nuts, though, that he's done that at that age.
There is no one... I agree with that. But I don't think there's anyone in their right mind that if you were, like, rebuilding a team, or you not even necessarily rebuilding a team, but, like, who would you want to bring in out of those two players? Like, everybody would pick Will Day.
No.
Kind of depends on
Yeah.
the team.
I don't think that depends on the team. I think everyone would take Will Day.
What? They take a injury-prone guy?
Well,
There's
okay.
more risk with Will Day, though.
Yeah, but you probably...
That's a great goal from Parker.
You can get a lot of... I am happy about that in the background, but you can... It's so much easier to find a Sarong than it is to find a Will Day.
Sarong is a slightly better version of Parish. That is disgusting.
Yeah, no, that's a fair call.
No, it's not. Shut up.
No, that's not fair.
Grow up.
That's not fair.
Isn't Parish all Australian?
Don't think so.
Yeah, he is.
Is he? 2021 maybe?
Yeah,
he did
I'm
have
sure
an
he is.
outstanding
Sarong
year.
all day. I'm taking Sarong
But that season
now.
from Parish, I think, stands head and shoulders above any other season he's done, whereas Sarong's pretty much done it from day dot.
They're a similar player, though. Like, Parish came back in the other night and he had 10 clearances and 31 disposals. Like, that's what he does.
What did they lose by?
Yeah, well, you guys have never made finals. So what are you talking about?
What do you mean we've never made finals?
We did it once in the last decade. No, I'm just shit
Twice.
stirring.
Honestly, what's Sarong done, though? Like, you can't
Yeah.
really...
What do you mean? What has he done? Rising
Well, you just
star?
said...
Twice?
Two-time All-Australian.
You just said he had 10 clearances and they lost.
Record-breaking...
What's Sarong done most of his career? Lost.
What? He's probably won as many games as he's lost.
Yeah, exactly.
In the youngest side in the competition still.
No, Fremantle don't have a winning record with Sarong. I don't think. I don't think that comes. It wouldn't be far off. I still agree with Drews that I don't think.
Can we just rephrase it though? We said he's a slightly like we said Sarong is better. I agreed with the person in the comments. He's better, but he's the same sort of player. Like they're almost an identical player.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also the same sort of player as Jack Graham. Not quite, but like there's a big spectrum of quality there. Wow, Larky.
He's the same type of player as Parrish. What you're trying to do with that is bring him down as Fyfe comes onto the field. You're trying to bring him down to the Darcy Parish level.
Saying,
that's what you're doing, though. That's what you're saying.
Darcy Parish is an All-Australian. He's a 2-time best and fairest.
He's not as good at ground level as Sarong. No way. He's not as tough as Sarong.
He's that type, though. He's a stoppage beast.
Yeah, but Sarong's much better.
I'd agree. I said he was better.
You're trying to bring him down to the Darcy Parish.
He's 4 years older and has achieved far less, Darcy Parish. I think there's a comfortable gap there.
I don't know if he's achieved far
Go
less.
Vossi. Oh, he's just
in double the time.
Spud McDonald.
In the time, I agree.
Sarong currently, Day could be better this time next year if healthy. Yeah, and he's never been healthy. I love watching Will Day play. He's got so much X factor.
What Day did, say, like in that game against the Giants earlier this season, like Sarong can't do that. He doesn't have that in him.
He's won us games in the past.
But not like that.
The Derby in 22, he turned it on, got best on ground.
21, I reckon.
Was it 21 when he got the goal of the year in that game
21.
as well?
And he was only 20.
He's already played 100 games. Like the durability of the player as well. I think you got to take that into consideration. Like,
yeah, 100%. Like he's bankable, but you get what you get.
You called him Zach Fisher, bro. Toby Pink has dropped that many marks.
I've said nothing outrageous there.
Come on, Sarong.
On cue. Oh, that's a dagger in the...
Come on.
Dagger in the fart.
Oh, makes me hate him even more. Christ.
What damage does he have?
I mean, he hasn't hit a kick all night. Let's be honest.
Oh, God.
Mind you, I think the skill level tonight has been sloppy for both teams.
Who has been clinical by foot tonight?
Yeah, LDU wasn't the first quarter.
The rain has set in. And it's at least made it wet. I don't think it's still raining, but it's pretty wet out there.
Sarong heard you on cue, Sarong.
Yeah.
Sarong has negative 10 aura because he plays for Freo.
Nice. I agree with that.
That was a comment from Brandon.
He's got negative 10 aura because he plays for Fremantle.
Yeah.
The idea of Day is better than reality never puts together a full season type thing is what Barnes is saying.
Well, again, keeping it balanced, I would go back to the fact that he's 24. A lot of inside mids don't
get it all right.
Yeah, like the peak for players is later than people think.
LDU just smothered his own teammates' kick. Brayshaw holding the ball. That's what he does, baby. Brayshaw. What an inspirational man Brayshaw is.
He'd probably be the one player I would steal for West Coast in terms of what he is, Brayshaw.
Yeah. See, when I'd
take Brayshaw over Sarong.
So would I.
I think Brayshaw's best is, but I'd say when Brayshaw fluctuated around that MVP season, he's been up and down. Sarong has just been completely reliant.
It's one of those ones as well where you really notice how good of a player Sarong is at the footy as well. Just like the slickness on the inside of the contest.
Yeah.
When they both came onto the scene, I thought Sarong had more talent just because at such a young age he was so comfortable with the ball.
Didn't you say that about Chera too, though?
I didn't say Chera was better than either of them. I just thought he was really slick. And I thought he was going to turn into like a Scott Pendlebury type.
Sarong.
But
no,
Chera.
Oh, Chera, okay.
But now that they've sort of grown up a little bit more, I think Brayshaw offers us something that Sarong doesn't, which is that endurance and tackling, which we've seen tonight, intercept game around the groundwork, whereas Sarong's more that polished.
Oh, Darling on the side.
Oh, let's go. Come on.
How did no one get to that? Darling has kicked one right on the siren to cut it.
Legacy
22 points.
Yes.
My mum said, stop swearing.
I'll tell you what, though. Fremantle's selection of Andrew Brayshaw of pick 2 in 2017 is one of the better top draft picks I've seen in terms of the fact that it wasn't locked in. It was very open-ended, that top 5, and it was still it was a surprise, not that he ended up at Fremantle. They had picks 2 and 5, but I think people were almost suggesting they'd go LDU or Chera first. And then it was a surprise when they called out Andrew Brayshaw at pick 2. When you compare the relative performance, he is the best player in that top 5 and possibly beyond. He's better. I think he's better than Cam Rayner in terms of what he's achieved over the course of his career. Rayner's won a premiership.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, no. So Rayner, like when he's on form, is like an amazing player. But in terms of who would you rather have drafted 8 years ago, I think Brayshaw's got him covered.
My big conversation around all of this, though, there's a point of diminishing returns with these consistent midfielders. If they don't have a big enough ceiling and an upside on the opposition's best players, they will hold you back.
Who are you referring to?
Well, like I'm just saying, when you make that comparison around Rayner and Sarong or Rayner and Brayshaw, it was Rayner and Brayshaw, sorry. It's easy to say, look at Brayshaw's numbers, his consistency, but Rayner wins you big games.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't actually undermine my point because they couldn't have taken Rayner.
I know.
Yeah, but you're right. I did say that he was better than Rayner.
It's just so many people would say that Brayshaw is the better pick there because of the consistency, and Rayner's this sort of flaky forward.
Rayner didn't really fire a shot for a good 5 years.
No. Those players take a bit longer too.
Yeah.
And then you get the payoff when they.
I don't know if they paid off. He's paid off pick 1. Rayner personally, I don't.
I think you're sort of underselling in this argument is like players like Brayshaw and Sarong keep you in games and keep you in contests. You're looking at like the cherry on top types like Will Day, Cam Rayner, like, they will win you games with like X factor moments. And it's like you need players like Brayshaw and Sarong to be so consistent week to week. And I don't think Brayshaw and Sarong are running the midfielders either. I think Brayshaw is one of the best around the ground midfielders in the competition, and we'll go back to our All-Australian list, but I think he's an All-Australian player right now. And Sarong's one of the best ground ball players in the competition. It's not like they're just like bog standard inside mids that can win a contested ball. They have a lot of talent, lots of endurance, and they have high level elite attributes.
I just mean that every time though that you pick one of those guys in the draft, those types of players, you're potentially missing an opportunity. I think like recruiters go for those guys a lot because they are bankable at the top end of the draft, and then you miss an opportunity to take a really highly talented player. And then when you need to go for that premiership push, you're searching for them everywhere, and you're going like, we need this like X factor player in the forward half of the ground. We don't have it, and you can't get it.
Yeah, well, we're lucky we got Shea Bolton and Hayden Young and Murphy Reid.
Yeah.
I mean, just to cap off that Fremantle Brayshaw pick point, the picks after him were Paddy Dow, LDU, who has, I would say that has the potential to be much better, but up to this point, Brayshaw's ROI has been higher. Chera at 5, which was Fremantle's pick admittedly, but Fremantle were correct to pick Brayshaw first. And so having said all that, I think they did an amazing job with that pick, and it's rare I'd give a team credit for nailing pick 2, but I think that was one of the ones that stands out.
Just some comments. Lockie Weller for pick 2, which ended up being Brayshaw, is still the biggest fumble in recent history. Brayshaw is miles above Rayner, not even close, says Rogue Riot. Strong's inside work is better. Brayshaw is better on the outside. And that's about it. We're up to date. Third quarter is completo.
If you go a bit further down that draft, I think you're getting into the Caulfields and Hunter Clarks. So I think Fremantle made out like bandits in that draft. And then Chera became Jai Amos, who could still be a very good player.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like Rogue Wright with the Brayshaw miles above Rayner. Definitely more consistent.
I think you have a taste for those high impact players.
Yeah,
you're less.
Yeah, because there's so many teams that tread water.
Yeah.
And I probably see Freo a little bit as that team. Where you're kind of stuck. They're a young side, so it's a little bit like to go early on them. I think probably the best example of that sort of team is like a Carlton, right?
Yeah.
Carlton just, I don't know, they just continuously recruit those like same type of midfielder. And it's like the game shifts and the traits that you need shift constantly with the styles of play.
Well, we've taken Heath Chapman and Hayden Young with our top picks, who are both like half-backs that can have the ability to evolve into midfielders. Yeah. We've already seen that. So I don't think we've necessarily just always taken like the safe pick. No. Even Jai Amos in a way, like in his draft year, he sort of broke onto the scene late in the year, but for much of 2021, it was Jack Williams and Jacob Van Rooyen that were seen as more pure footballers. Jai Amos was quite a late.
Brayshaw bolted too.
Where was Brayshaw rated? Like 5th?
Maybe the day of the draft, he was probably like a chance to go anywhere between 1 and 5. But a few months out, I think West Coast had pick 13 or something like that, and we were, as a fan community, thinking, maybe go Andy Brayshaw. So that kind of like evolved pretty late in the piece. But it's funny, like West Coast is probably one of those clubs right now. If you look at that young midfield, like I don't think I necessarily want another type like Harley or Elijah. I think we're probably looking for that Brayshaw Sarong, which is unusual.
You guys are sort of in that strange opposite world with that.
Give me like a two-way midfielder like Brayshaw, who can accumulate.
But I would say the majority of teams are the opposite to that.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. It should be harder to find those X-factor types that are also high, or reasonably high production.
Yeah, that's why I was probably critical of you guys a little bit with last year because of the fact I think, like, firstly, you traded away pick 3, and then secondly, I feel like Bo Allen wasn't really the right player for you. It was just the Western Australian factor.
Sure, but around that pick, like with this, we'd probably need to pull it up, but I don't know who else who came after was better for us.
Fourth quarter's underway here.
There was, obviously, there was the like potential go-home factor.
Go Fyfe. Johnson, that's clean. That's what we've needed from him. Give it to Fyfe. Oh, he's put Switter under pressure. His volleyball just... palmed it to Brayshaw.
You would have called that a throw if that was north.
That was a tap. The other one earlier was a shovel.
It was a shovel. He tapped it back.
It was a shovel. I'm not biased, bro.
I think a little bit of bias is allowed on when your team's playing.
Yeah.
I say some dumb stuff when there's no cameras.
And
I was going to say, which is crazy because of what I do say on camera.
Barnes just said, as a West Coast fan, are you worried Reid hasn't re-signed yet?
I think that he is within his rights to wait it out, but at the same time, you'd think if he is interested in staying, what would be like he's still on the base contract for a first round draft pick, right?
So Fyfe.
If he just extended it by 1 year, he would have a massive payday.
Great talent.
In relative terms, he wouldn't be on millions, but he'd be on like a really good amount of money to extend for a couple of years, and he still hasn't done that. So there was a suggestion that recently he's really bought in with the team playing better. So maybe, we can get a signature soon. But yeah, obviously the longer it goes without him signing, the more concerned I'd be.
There's a question in the chat. Whose would you take, Sheasel and Wardlaw or Harley and Hewitt?
Harley and...
Hewitt.
Oh. I would take Harley and Hewitt.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Harley Reid's definitely.
Yeah.
Well, North are on here.
You said it so that I didn't have to.
Yeah.
But I am one-eyed.
Who got subbed off for us? Did we...
This could be a big kick for North. We probably need to kick it to stay in the game.
Have to kick it.
Yeah.
Have to kick it.
Constanti.
He's been reasonable since he's come across. I think...
I like his speed on the outside, Constanti.
Yeah, like he nips around in there. He gets pretty high up the ground. Still a young player, to be fair. Like he's only 20, 21.
Yeah.
Lining up for goal. Big kick this.
It's pretty good off the boot. He's nailed it.
Shit.
So we're back to 17 points.
Stick around. We've got a...
JL is seeding.
He's not happy, is he? We must turn this into a grind.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see this blow out to like a 6-7 goal loss.
I think if you can push this to a grind, you could walk away and say, okay, that's a step. If this plays out where Fremantle run away with it, then it's just kind of like any other game, isn't it?
The thing that hurts me, Jesse, is that I feel like the thing that we're going to have to develop into our game is that first a much better defensive brand, the way that we defend, but I don't think we have the players to defend.
Yeah.
And that's what's like, where does the actual growth come from?
See, I feel like the key back positions in particular have been a talking point every off-season for North for a number of off-seasons. Sure, but I was just sort of tangenting into that.
Yeah.
But I wanted your thoughts. Like, do you think North have tried hard enough to improve that part of the ground?
Go, Bray.
The key back
specifically.
Centre clearance.
Not at all.
Get there.
Yeah.
Amos, come on.
Come on, we're talking.
Sorry, bro. I'm watching the football, so watch along.
I'm joking.
Fyfe. Important clearance there. Very important clearance.
He handballed it to someone.
Which one is Fyfe?
He looks a bit slow. You've got to admit.
Yeah, no, he's not fast.
Oh, he's never been.
He's still strong.
He's
though.
never been quick. That's not his
But look at that.
game.
That wasn't just a handball. He's had that from behind him, tapped it to himself, and handballed it on his opposite hand to set up a goal.
Miss.
Oh, he's missed fuck. Amos has missed 2 sitters tonight.
The M is an N.
You asked me a question, didn't you?
Yeah, we're talking about how North have redressed. So, like, look, DFA, Toby Pink, drafted Will Dawson. Like, where's he sit currently in the pecking order?
Well, he got taken on this trip to Western Australia.
Yeah.
But that's only because we're missing Aiden Core and Charlie Comben.
Yeah.
So
I suppose trading in Griffin Logue is something as well.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like I feel like what we've tried to do is go to the draft and draft midfielders, and then with an idea that we're going to bring in those players, but we can't bring in the quality players.
Come on, Jai. Go again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do feel like some other teams can sort of manufacture with their key position defenders. Like they don't have necessarily the personnel. I feel like our guys though, like they're really bad. Like they're really not AFL standard. Like tonight, the back six that we're running, or
are they all undersized?
Yeah.
Like what's Callan like? 193, 194.
They're all undersized. They all lack athleticism.
Yeah, Logue's like.
Well done, Brandon Cox. No way is that front
That
on?
was definitely a free.
Oh,
definitely.
Did he get the ball?
Yeah, but he also took him out.
But if you get the ball first,
I think it's more about where you're watching.
It is actually comes into it. Apparently.
Yeah, I think it matters if you're facing the player and you touch the ball. I don't think that would help
game
you.
is in the balance here, by the way.
Yeah, a little surge from North Melbourne again. No margin for error here. He's got to kick it to keep this game live.
Oh yeah, he takes out his arms. That's fair.
Come on, Larky. We need this. He's been kicking poorly this year. Set shot was probably the best set shot.
Clutch.
Come on, Larky.
We're back to 12 points.
My boy.
This
is going to hurt more now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Oh no.
Well, you're on. You've tackled better than we have today, for sure.
They've definitely made a good account of themselves. Yeah.
I'm more impressed with this performance than I was impressed with the West Coast performance.
I think that's fair.
100%.
Yeah,
You've been in the game for...
Yeah.
Other than that sort of back 10 minutes of the second.
Yeah. And we've had periods where we've probably, like, certain parts of the game we've dominated.
Yeah, 100%.
In fact, you were down by about this margin at the same point against West Coast.
Don't say that.
We were actually an omen.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, we couldn't.
If Freo lose this, I might as well just like.
Would you say that's your season in the bin?
It'd be great for views.
Well, I said it after the St Kilda game, but see Luke Jackson on the ball. Please give me more.
LDU
as North win the clearance.
Well,
good mark.
Courtesy.
The distributor. Luke Ryan.
Oh, my phone's dead.
John, is it an old charger?
I don't know what that meant. I think so. Is that a...
Yeah.
What's the new one? USB-C?
It's like the thick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an upgrade from the NUT5.
Thanks, Jesse.
Up you, Dylan.
Oh, dear. We're not going to win this.
Oh, don't say that. That's what you said last
week.
Yeah.
Where's the fire alarm to get me out of this?
He's trying to reverse jinx them.
I do that.
I
Where's
know
the
your
fire alarm?
tricks.
Oh, my God. That was funny as.
Oh, Dylan Stevens looking like a Primeral Golden right now.
He's getting on the ball way too much for my liking. That's in the back.
Well done.
Hands in the back.
I haven't made it.
No, it wasn't. I know it wasn't.
What have you made of us today, Jesse? As a neutral, what have you seen, like, from our best performances to what you've seen tonight?
Please be brutal.
Disgusting.
That's holding the ball.
I think that they have probably been edged in intensity for large periods of this game. I think Fremantle's had the class and the setups to be able to rebound.
Yes!
So, good play from North. The last 5 minutes has been the cleanest North has been all game, by the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a drop off in intensity from Fremantle. The pressure rating might be lower than usual. It felt like North would, as they were going inside 50, would almost be rattled with what to do with it for a large period of this game, other than the last 5 minutes. funnily enough,
It's
as
gotta be-
Larky has not kicked a goal.
That'll bounce back. That's
Oh my God. We are
was-
game on at Optus Stadium. We have a surprising thriller on our hands, potentially. There's still plenty of time left. We're about 14 minutes to go.
That was a roller coaster. I was like, there's no way that's gone in.
That was a real Tom Cole
This
from
has
55.
massive 2023 vibes to it. You know what's the biggest piss take right now? They're playing Free.
Oh, yeah.
That song, Viva La Vida, that we have made like our anthem,
and
which
it's
no
our
one
home
gets
game.
behind. And
Yes.
it's your home game, and they're
that's a
playing
really
it.
good point.
And North kicked
Idiots.
the goal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, whoever's on the buttons at Optus
That
right
is
now,
so.
you suck.
That is like Tin Pot North Melbourne there. Right there. We're getting like a Freo song played at our home game in Perth.
Here come the numbers, 72 streams maxed out here. Druzy, bro, genuinely got to stop watching Freo if we lose this. That's like,
We are
on.
6 points down. 3 goals to none in the last quarter.
Oh, Sarong, win the hard ball. Thank you. Jackson, go. Darcy's off the ground. It's probably a good thing. Socket off the deck.
Don't let him
Fyfe,
kick a goal
clean.
like this.
Bolton, off a step. Shanks one. Can we just bring the pressure? We haven't had that inside 50 tackling all day.
Walk it over. There it is! What are you doing?
What was that? That was criminal.
Somebody mentioned in the comments when we're having that chat about North Melbourne defenders, our small defenders, and it's 100% correct. Like having Luke McDonald and Caleb Daniel in that back line, as well as like Zach Fisher, Dylan Stevens off a wing, like it's horrendous. I feel
76 in the chat. Chuck a like while you're here.
Yeah.
One of
on,
these
Lukey.
guys is going to be gutted in
Luke
about
Ryan's
15
on a-
minutes.
I don't
Good
mind.
tackle. Oh, North are out again.
Super sub.
North are out. Yeah, he's having an impact. Parker
Go!
set sail for home. We have got a 1 point game on our hands. Wow. This is damn good for North Melbourne. Like I said,
Stick that up your ass, Caleb Sarong. I know that was really uncalled for.
that was terrible.
It was really cringe. But I don't care.
The biggest shift for North Melbourne, their effort and intensity has been solid all day. It feels like they've grown a leg, but they've also just started getting clean out of nowhere.
Why can we not play after buys,
And
man?
they're doing a little. They look about as open and organised as Fremantle did when they would rebound in the first half.
Oh, Luke
Suddenly,
Parker.
like when they get the ball, they're running with speed as well. I think when you're running and you
Yes.
don't have options ahead of you, you're sort of trotting.
I totally agree. We've looked slower than Fremantle all night until this last 5 to 10 minutes here. Luke Parker gets on the end of that. Like that, having that experience and that class is so handy.
We've played like 10 good minutes of football when we scored like 6 goals
Yeah.
or 5 goals. That's all we've had. Like we've actually played really bad tonight.
Parker with the clearance, backing that up. Larky!
Oh, it's a great grab.
Oh, it is.
Banfield,
How did he mark that? I thought that was Larky's ball.
courageous player.
Is he playing back?
Yeah, half back.
Yeah, good kick too. Banfield is one of those dockers that annoys me the most, but that was good play.
Far out.
We-
I just don't know how he marked
Gone
it.
into our shells. Like we don't do this. This is not who we are.
I wish, as a North Melbourne fan right now, that there was like 3 minutes to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
it's just enough time where you can't get too excited.
Yeah.
But this is still very pleasing
Oh,
for North fans. I'm
it's
sure.
great.
Oh, we're still ahead. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was
Did you
saying.
think
Like,
you
even
were-
though we're down,
Yeah, I thought we were down.
Yeah, right.
I actually thought it was level.
Look how much confidence North are playing with though. Like, look how hard the players are running. We just look flat as.
So-
Fucking kill him.
Fremantle's pressure rating is down to 167, which
Go,
is quite
go,
poor.
go.
Terrible, man.
Oh, but that's over the shoulder. It has to
A
be.
little bit.
On the ball?
They've decided to let it go. What?
No.
Corridor. You have to fucking go corridor. Sorry
That's
for
Luke
swearing,
Ryan.
mum.
Sorry.
Shay.
Oh,
He's the
no,
player you want with the ball in his hand.
Go.
He's just got to close the gap. Hardeman's a quick guy. Hardeman's quick. That's a great
No
job.
way.
Good
Freddie.
Oh, well done. Well done.
That was incredible.
That was great footy.
Come on, close him down. Kick
Oh, he's
out of
whipped
D50.
it around the corner. It's
Go
pretty good
Warner.
effort.
Go Warner. Holding on
Yes.
Curtis.
The intensity of this game has gone up a few notches.
God, it had to at some
I didn't
point.
think North had this in them, to be fair.
91 watching now.
Oh,
Preying on my
that's
downfall.
spoiled by Foss.
Wow. Yeah,
More-
that was outstanding.
More
And-
than made up for the soccer.
And great chase by Hardeman as well on Bolton. Like, he's probably never going to get there, but he didn't give up, and he at least affected the kick, I reckon.
Come on, Freo. We're playing North in our home deck.
Did we kick that out on the full?
Who are we?
Oh, that is
I
terrible.
believe so,
Who
yeah.
did that?
I don't recall.
I think it was Curtis had the footy.
Curtis hasn't been great tonight.
Banfield. No, he's been playing on Luke Ryan.
he'll do that to you. Foss. Yeah, good boy. I'm getting real full nuffy now.
That's fair.
So you should.
Yeah, let the nuff flow through you.
Good. I think even though he had that terrible moment, I think he's been good tonight, Foss. Good couple of weeks.
Yeah,
wrong.
Parker.
Oh,
what a start.
well done.
We look out on our feet.
Mark.
Go Ryan.
North players got to get there. Nah.
Fucking like Ryan.
You know what I want to see is like here, just step back. Who takes it? Amos. Get up, step back, look corridor. Look, Zohar's just been
Yes.
getting beaten up tonight. Even after half time, he came out.
A few HIAs. Is that what it's called? Head injury.
I didn't think he had to go. I don't really know why he went.
Oh,
yeah,
he
that was crying.
Brendan Cox's armpit.
Brendan Cox is a big guy.
Oh, was it on the floor?
I feel like Cox is one of those guys too. Like he always ends up in these contests and like randomly hurting someone by mistake. Just a big body.
It's not even a head injury, so the game doesn't have to stop. He just got winded there.
Unless Nick Dacos cramps.
Yeah, then the game has to stop. Oh, Luke Ryan to the rescue says, Barnes, I am...
Top 3 clearance players are all North Melbourne players.
Come on.
So you called that correctly, Dill. That has been the A game for North tonight.
Yeah. It's any game that we've had any success in this year has been built off the back of that.
Yeah.
Get me to Turkey.
Oh, it was Erasmus subbed out, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your head looks fine. Thanksgiving's not till late November.
You got Jackson on ball at the moment, like in the ruck side.
Come on, corridor. Why do we keep fucking angling our body boundary? We've been terrible, Dylan. It's been a terrible account of us. The Freo chant's going around.
I think that's actually Kanga.
True footy.
Corey Wagner has been missing, but here he goes.
He's kicked
Go
out. I was about to say he's been one of your better players.
Luke Parker winding back the
Great.
clock.
Luke Parker is having an unbelievable last
Great
quarter.
contest. Yeah, he is.
4 goals to nothing this quarter. And did we kick 1 in the last quarter?
Yeah, it was. I don't think we kicked many either.
You were 48 at halftime. So you might be 2 goals 6 since halftime.
Okay.
I reckon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Oh, a bit of a lull just for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I was about to get some water. I still have some.
Oh, we are actual pretenders, eh? We are the biggest pretenders ever.
Oh, I'm going to clip this so hard. I'm joking.
Watch.
You're not.
Watch Freo bang through a goal in a second.
I can't help being a shit stirrer. I've basically just been here for comedy. You guys have been throwing the analysis, getting a little heated. I'll throw in an inappropriate joke as in between sucking down Cooper's Pale Ale.
You know what I've loved about tonight, though, from North Melbourne? I feel like as a club, we've actually been in this, at least in this contest, but like we've been relevant. Like we've actually been pissing Druzy off a bit.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't have said that about us.
No, I agree. I think
past.
this is a good performance. Definitely.
Night
If that wasn't
from last
obvious.
week.
I think it's also been a pretty solid 4 quarters without too many ebbs and flows from North. Sure, there was a little bit of a lean patch where they conceded a few, but then they won that back, really.
It was just that. Was it the second quarter? End of the second?
Yes, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was 20 points at halftime.
How have we not stopped that?
Oh,
Our record against bottom sides has been terrible this year. St Kilda, Melbourne, Sydney.
yeah, it's true.
You were also quite poor against West Coast, to be fair.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I say that knowing that Fremantle is much better than West Coast, but that game didn't reflect it.
What was that for?
No, we didn't get going early. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was a weird, scrappy derby. I think Fremantle improved since
Our
then.
wins have come against the Crows, the Dogs, Gold Coast, GWS, West Coast, Richmond,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
again-
Alex Pearce, Prob's making a major difference. It shouldn't really. Up against North, it's been the midfield. It's been LDU, it's been Cheese. We've got 100 in the chat now.
It's not like one of our key forwards has like got off the chain and like Alex Pearce could have been.
Well done, Sarong.
Well done, Sarong. Yeah. It's turnover city.
Fisher,
I'm
good.
joking.
Good from Fish. McKercher hit a target, goes on the right. It's a pretty good one. He's back. That is Curtis!
Wow, this is big.
This is huge. This is a chance to either level the score or put North Melbourne in front by 5 points. 8 minutes to go in the last quarter. I'm in pieces, boys. I'm in pieces. If this goes through...
The sheer notion of North being in front in the last quarter, I think, seemed absurd to many before this.
It's the most dockery shit I've ever seen.
Curtis has not kicked it well. The
all
scores
time.
are level, though.
Oh, that's so gross.
And the ball's in our front half. I'll take it. Although Freo probably...
Cardi's live
Cardi's
with
got money on, yeah.
That's crazy.
She must be so uncomfortable. No, not because of Card Man. I didn't mean that. I just meant like being a guest on
What are you trying to say, bro?
I didn't mean it like that.
Sean Darcy, nice.
I meant because of the context of the game. Like,
Go, Freddie.
Tackle him, McCutcheon.
Go.
More physicality
Vossi.
needed.
oh, it's a big kick. That's a goal.
Come on.
That's a goal. Oh!
Touched on the line.
He touched it. He touched
No,
it.
that was
He-
touched.
He touched it.
Oh, they're going
No,
to review
they'll
it.
review
They'll
it. That
review
was
it.
touched.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't tell from this angle. It kind of, if you asked me to guess, gun to my head, I'd say you got a hand to that. But
You know what?
great kick, though.
I'm actually going to admit that I didn't think that was touched, but I wanted it to be, so I said it was touched.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't think
I
it was
actually
touched?
didn't think it was touched.
I thought like it kind of looked touched, but I don't know.
If that gets called a goal, which I don't think it will, that'd be Boss's fourth.
Yeah, wow. No, he's been outstanding.
been
to be
great.
fair. Did he touch it at
I
all?
bet they won't be able to.
No, I think he
touched
did
it.
touch it.
I thought he touched it. I reckon
bro.
I reckon it touched, but whether it's over
We
the
need
line.
the goal line.
Yeah.
I think it helps Fremantle, obviously, that the goal umpire called goal.
Yeah, massive.
I think-
it looks a terrible view.
Oh, that's before the line, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
touched.
Yeah, I think I'm not expecting them to overturn that, to be honest.
No, I don't think they will.
That's a
But-
robbery if it doesn't get overturned.
Yeah.
It does move. The ball does move.
I think he's touched that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the ball deviates.
Can we
Yeah.
get goal line tech here?
Yeah.
That angle doesn't show it.
No, but it deviated on that front.
That looks pretty much touched, and there's no chance it's a goal, in my opinion.
Huge moment.
Yeah. Great effort. Who's Hardeman? Yeah,
Hardeman.
he's had a pretty good last
Playing in
quarter.
his
Yeah,
home
yeah.
state.
He's starting to become a regular in the team.
Hey, okay. Common sense prevailed there. I
Wow.
thought they might be too conservative. Well done.
I am
Great kick from Paddy Voss, who has played an outstanding game today.
Woody said, "Why is he gone the fist and not the fingers?" Reasonable.
Are we talking about this game or?
Christ, that did not sound
He's
good.
got a point though, in terms of reach.
I actually just.
Oh, go, turnover.
Oh, classic.
Frederick.
A mistake
no! Frederick, you got to follow up.
A mis-
Johnson, chest over it. Handballs it to no
it's a
one.
hard footy. Caleb Daniel just did enough.
Fucking smother it.
Just did enough.
Keep deliberate.
Don't call that deliberate. Yeah, good. All right, I'm gonna have to have a tinkle, boys. Though.
Hardeman making Dylan a harder man.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke McDonald making me not a very hard man.
What about that Jonathan gaping?
Did you see that play by McDonald? Like that. That's our one of our most experienced players.
I'm just turning the ball over.
Oh, handballing it to feet. Oh, come on, boys. Compete. We've got to compete.
50.
Good mark. See if that's 50.
Marked and pushed. 50.
Give me a spell.
Go Sarong.
Coach's orders are to go as slow as possible.
Feels like it.
Oh, I said before that I wish the time it was like lower. We just
Come on, Darcy. Makes a
from
contest.
Sherry.
Tracy below his knees. Doesn't get it up to anyone. Can we tackle? Bring some pressure, boys. Don't let him walk it out, man.
go.
How have we just let him walk that out? Zero pressure on the ball carrier all night
Ball.
inside 50 for us.
Go,
Sarong's turned it over.
Constantine, go. Oh, what are you doing, son?
Strong has turned the ball over far too much in this second half. Fuck me. Dylan, whatever happens, we're still friends. Oh, boy, oh, boy. We're both bricking it.
Oh, I hate this. I
Yeah,
hate
same.
this.
Tackles in the... Like, you just want it more than us.
We do. Like, I have to say, like, we do look like we really want it in this game. And it's making me excited, but I'm also bricking it. DU.
Come
He's
on.
dropped it. Fuck.
Brayshaw just snaps it forward. Tracy v Pink. He's had the better of this contest all night, Tracy, but Pink tackles. Breaks the tackle, Tracy. Spears one into the corridor. Can we win the ball here? Wagner. Murphy Reid. Handballs it up. Ball's up in dispute. Jackson whacks it over his shoulder. Brayshaw doesn't have the footy.
Oh, no way.
Murphy Reid. Composure. Too much composure.
Wow, this game's got everything.
Get it out to Wardlaw. Oh, come on, Griffin. Legacy game. Legacy game. Oh.
Tracy just butchered the kick there. Shay, you got to stand.
Tracy absolutely annihilated Toby
Play on.
Pink, though,
Play on.
5-minute warning.
Jeremy Sharp is at full forward. You're a winger, Brev.
Trying to get... He's not bad overhead, though, is he?
Oh, that was an important kick from McKerch who didn't quite get
on,
that right.
sort
Oh,
it
well
out.
done by whoever that was.
Go.
Fisher.
Luke.
LDU. Oh, the
go
bounce.
Fyfe.
The bounce is cruel. It's possibly a free kick.
It has to be a free kick,
Yeah.
but it was...
It wasn't
paid. It's play on.
Chapman goes to Murphy Reid. Turn and go.
Oh!
Find the target, Brayshaw.
composure.
Yes. Not 15.
Oh, not 15.
Oh!
Ball!
Songs
Why
it
is it not
forward.
holding the ball?
Sharp. Bruce.
Oh,
Bruce!
that's clever.
Bruce. Oh.
Sheasel. No.
Get under it. Switch on, boys. Fuck. Oh, Prime 5 would have marked that. Chappie. Sarong.
Oh.
Luke Ryan.
That would be
Not-
cruel.
not him, not
cruel
him.
for-
James. Fuck.
Oh, we have
Not even a score.
The ball is out in the pocket for a throw in. We have 3:55 remaining on the game time clock. We are 1 point the difference.
3:55 is disgusting.
And the boys around me are very composed. Because I'm going to crack a beer.
A very obnoxious beer.
Just sprayed me on the
You know what? I kind of liked it.
Why the fuck did Luke Ryan not kick a goal there, please? Why not? No.
Someone from the internet says, I feel like if you were getting TDK, it's easier to sell the future to Nasai, Wang and Miller.
Oh, can we not talk about
I
saying
was about
Kilda
to say,
right
no,
now?
it's all
Right now. Come on, man.
Chat's off. Far out, man. Michael Barlow, don't come back to haunt us.
Haunt them.
Ball thrown in. Jackson v Cherry. Sarong. Handballs. Fyfe to Wagner. Left foot snap. Top of the goal square.
Oh!
Punched over. It hit the post.
I reckon that's a throw in.
That's a bad result.
That's a good result for Fremantle.
3 minutes 30.
We are deep in Fremantle's 450.
That LDU, like that bounce was so bad. Like we had so much ahead of us there, and now we're going to have to move the ball all the way from the back half.
Last
come
5
on.
minutes, Fremantle have had 6 out of
Bossy,
7
just
inside
soccer it.
50s.
Have a ping. High ball.
Oh, it's an
Tracy's
important
under it.
contest. No.
Oh.
Brought down.
Amos. Dogger.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gone through.
Come on, Dogger. Sign him up for 10 years, baby. That's the best ruck in the comp. But the game is not done yet.
Definitely not.
Over to you, Dylan.
I just feel like it was such a waste. That previous play where LDU was running up the wing.
Yeah,
was
that was crucial.
Such a crucial opportunity, and you guys have just had it in your forward half now for like the last, I don't know, it feels like forever.
Little bit, but man, you're still in this.
Nah.
Yes,
I didn't think. I
We're
thought
not
I was going to
kicking-
get touched.
we're
But
not kicking
just
2
wiggled
goals.
enough away from the defender there.
It was a sloppy kick.
Just get the job done, boys.
like this whole
Like,
game.
look at the turn on the ball. It's like,
Yeah.
Wow, Barnes has come in with LDU is such an almost player, not worth his $1.3 million contract.
I mean, he's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
Yeah, it's probably been his best game of the year.
Like it was, yeah. I mean, obviously that moment's terrible. Oh, I do agree. Like on some level, I do agree that he does have a lot of those moments where you go, what, like, why you know, just.
We've gone from fists or fingers to you just sprayed me in the face. Oh my God, lol. I'd be happy if this was a grand final matchup. Can't overstate how great it is to be in the position of Jesse right now. So fun to watch a game you aren't emotionally invested in, surrounded by people
That's
living
true.
or dying on every play.
Go Tommy.
My
Go
team
Tommy.
is just like so irrelevant. North go forward here. This could be
Sheasel.
big. Sheasel gets the hands out to
Kill Dylan
Stevens.
Stevens. He doesn't want to be there.
Oh come on.
Inside.
Oh, just got tripped up there. We'll have a ball up. Edge of the 50. 2:54 remaining. North need 2 straight kicks.
116 in the stream. Thank you guys for joining us.
Where else would you be right now?
I don't want to be here, but I am.
Don't say card man.
Metros. Go on, Fyfe.
A little early.
25 free kicks to 23 in favour of the Dockers.
Cherry with 0 super coach this quarter as well. I saw in the chat.
Really?
Come on, just contest. Nice. God. Jesse, you're going to have to carry this through. I think me and Dylan are a bit...
I think you guys are providing heaps.
2 minutes 38. What do we trail by here?
7 points. So, yeah, it's 2 straight kicks.
Yeah, I suppose it's not that bad, is it? If we kick a quick goal here...
Caleb Daniel.
We've just lost the...
Brayshaw intercept. Parker kick forward. Big contest here.
Oh,
Frederick with the chase out tackle. That's got to be holding the ball. Oh, no, Dylan Stevens. I just talked shit about him. I just talked shit about him. He's missed. So it's what?
A draw is on. 6 points the margin.
No way.
I actually think he kicked that so well, Dylan Stevens.
I thought that was a goal.
He feathered it. It was so nice, but
So the tackle went a little low, but probably not low enough.
Was that holding the ball?
He did get the hands out. I mean, it was.
I thought it might have been ball.
It could have, like, if I was a Freo fan, I'd be calling for ball for sure.
Yeah, because he went to ground before he got rid of it, so it probably was ball. But.
Big contest here. Big boys involved. It just bounced up, bobbled.
Oh.
Got to win this next ball. Sarong head over it. Courageous. It's going to be a ball up. I'm only here because I hate network commentators with a passion. Well, join us weekly on True Footy.
Yeah, thank you, Callum. Wait, you didn't
compliment
us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Callum.
The other guys suck. Sarong.
Oh.
Is that 5?
Well, we got 2 boys here very invested.
Paddy Voss with a one-handed mark. Oh, he's just going to hold him. I'm sorry, that's 50 metres. I'm sorry.
A little bit overly dramatic with that.
Well,
I'm sorry.
If you mark the ball and you get held, it is a 50-metre penalty. Read the rule book.
I'd love to show a clip from the start saying Fremantle's going to be ruthless and win by 10 goals.
I didn't say we would go. I said I wanted to see us be ruthless.
Yeah, but you predicted a big pumping win.
I said 38 points.
Yes, but before the stream, you said that. And then
38 points is a fairly big win.
And then cut down now to him going, it's clearly 50 metres.
Oh, shit.
And we need Wagner to tag LDU.
Yeah.
We're just going stoppage.
Yeah.
But there is a goal to be had still.
We've lost our cut through that we had like earlier in this quarter.
Yeah.
I can't see us scoring the goal.
Yeah, Fremantle have...
Oh, no. You could get a goal here. This could happen.
Go, Lucky.
What happens here? Larky needs to gather cleanly. He doesn't. Or he does, rather.
Did he get a high tackle?
He should have.
Oh, that's
two big missed high tackles.
Oh, that's
that
a free
has
kick.
to.
Oh, no,
nice.
he's just got to it.
Kissed.
That looked like a high to me.
Yeah,
I've read the rule book.
Definitely a high tackle. I know he ducked down first, but it was when he was coming back up.
Oh, God. What time's the Eagles game tomorrow?
6:10 Melbourne time.
We should live stream that.
I don't know.
It says rifts. All right, here we go. 51 seconds left. This clearance is massive. And North get it. Sherry kicks it forward. I can't be commentating on my team's downfall. Sheasel. Oh, my God, they're out.
Oh, that's a pretty good snap.
Oh, Tracy in the fence.
That's probably the game there. He can soak up some time, and if he finds a target, that might be the game-saving act.
Wow, Josh Tracy. Oh, my God, he's kicked it out on the full.
This game has one final twist. We have 21 seconds to go. North are about 70 from goal.
Oh, my God, I can't watch.
They can pretty much just hope for a draw here as 11.
Oh, they're going to get it.
McDonald sends it to the forwards.
Oh,
we're at 40 from goal, 16 seconds.
No!
McKercher snaps. No, that's not going to go through.
He just
Where's it going, though? Where's it going?
Kill it. No, not
Stevens.
No!
Fight!
No!
Oh, no!
That was high on Stevens.
3 seconds to go.
Fuck.
I didn't see.
Come on. Just one more stoppage.
You got to kill the contest here, but I think that's it. Oh. Holding the ball there would have been huge. Fremantle survived by the skin of their teeth against a very gallant North Melbourne. Both sets of fans probably not stoked with this game, but certainly some relief for Fremantle. They banked the 4 points. They're back into the 8. But shit, this game was a lot closer than many suspected.
Not to be condescending, Dill, but fucking what a game from your boys. You were the better team there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like, I don't know what to say. I am actually happy with the performance.
It's such a weird feeling when you go down in a close game like this.
I feel like we were actually like, I'm proud of the fact that like they actually got themselves those opportunities at the end too. Like there was, like they get that inside 50. Tracy takes the mark. We go back in again there. Like we just didn't quite have the cleanliness. Like McKercher on the outside there couldn't get the kick away. I thought there was a high tackle on Stevens. It might have just been my bias.
I didn't see it, so I couldn't comment, but there was nothing meek about North Melbourne today at all. No. And in contrast to last week where they actually won, I'd say this was a step in the right direction.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like there was a lot to like from that game.
They kept coming, and that's what you also look for with young groups. It's not just about getting close, but it's also about the fact that game goes on for another 30 seconds and maybe there's another shot at goal there for North. There was a couple of repeat entries. But just the Fremantle defended with every fibre of their being in those last couple of minutes. Tracy takes a great mark, then gives it back.
Huge mark.
But they just did enough.
The mark was worth more than the out of bounds on the full.
It was the time and the territory.
He was incredible. Like he was... On some level, he probably wasn't the best player on the ground, but he was sort of the difference. I felt
he was such a factor for a guy who I don't think he kicked a goal. If he kicked a goal,
but marking contest.
Yeah, like there was a number of moments he stood up with contested marks.
Just gets you out of jail consistently, which is frustrating.
The only feeling I have after this game is just relief.
That
is the only. I'm not happy at all. I'm just like, thank fuck we didn't lose to North at home.
Yeah, that was seriously on the cards for a minute there.
Barnes says the old honourable loss. Yeah, fair point. I feel like some are more honourable than others. Though,
I think this was in the pretty honourable category.
Yeah.
I think if you even look just deeper than the 6 points, it was the fact that they threw the kitchen sink repeatedly.
You know what like really hurts me with that? Like if we had won that game, I would have felt so much joy.
Yeah.
And that more like last week we won, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that much joy. I still did. I was still happy that we won, but this would have just given me like such a hit. And I don't feel like Drewsy's not getting the hit that I would have got.
No,
not at all. I could just exhale when the final siren went. Like,
what do we got in the comments here? If Rio carry on after that, ISTG, what does that mean?
I swear to God.
I swear to God.
I don't think there's too much carry on. I think everyone's aware of what just transpired.
Yeah.
I haven't been this static.
One thing that I remember, not to put Fremantle on the par of, Hawthorn when they won the three-peat, but a trait of good teams is to win ugly and win close games. And I remember Hawthorn doing that repeatedly. Like, as a team that was sort of coming up, West Coast was coming up, and we were always looking, we need Hawthorn to lose. They would play one quarter and just get the job done a lot.
Yep.
And Fremantle, at least they didn't let this slip. There's some maturity with that. They just had an answer every time.
Yeah.
I won't glaze them. This wasn't an amazing performance, but this was also a really strong performance from North Melbourne. They should get the credit.
Terrible performance from the Dockers. I think we won it in the back end of the second quarter with a 5-goal blitz. Like you said, found a way to win. But yeah, North wanted it more today. Top 3 ranking points in the end. Sarong ends up best on ground with 36 disposals and a goal.
Do you think the main disappointing factor for Freo in that is that, like, probably this season where we expected a bounce, like they obviously narrowly missed the finals last year, and then we expected that bump, and you sort of can't, like, you still can't really see exactly what you guys are trying to do.
Well, you can when we come up against good opposition, which is in a way promising. Because when we play our best footy, it's high pressure for 4 quarters. It's turning the ball over in the midfield and transitioning the ball fast. Today, we didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
Tom Sato says, Meek plays for Hawthorn. I like that. That was good.
Do you think Freo has a decent finals campaign? I reckon we make a semi.
This year?
Yeah. What?
That's a great reply. What? In 2025?
Why is that so outlandish?
Well, I think Fremantle's more likely to end up in an away final elimination. Away elimination final.
Yeah, for sure.
If that is against GWS, well, they've done it once. I think it's possible.
No, it's possible. I probably overreacted to that.
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
No, it was just funny. You were kind of like, I felt like you were rock bottom. Like we've just had this like performance against North Melbourne, and then you were like, we'll make a semi.
Yeah.
Like it was like kind of like it was nothing. I reckon we'll make a semi.
Well, sides that we've beaten: Gold Coast, GWS, the Crows. We got Hawthorn coming up in a month, I believe. A couple kicks off Collingwood.
So you probably
and we beat the Dogs.
you're beating those sides probably in the 5 to 8 bracket.
Yeah.
And you can't take that step to the
haven't yet.
Yeah.
The top dogs. I'd probably agree with Jesse in the sense that like you'd want a home final.
Yeah, for sure. We finished 5th in 22 and ended up getting kicked out by Collingwood, but
yeah, that's right.
I think the bye just does something to us. Like we just lose that engagement. And yeah, we were flat as today. Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one.
How do you feel about the ruck battle post-game?
Well, Jerry didn't have an impact in the second half, I didn't think.
No, but he was still
good.
comfortably the best ruck on the field in terms of hit outs. But again, like we're not really talking about Sean Darcy versus Jerry. It was really Jackson, wasn't it? I don't think Jackson spent that much time, opposed to Tristan Xerri. I reckon Fremantle identified that Sean Darcy, in terms of his body shape, was a better matchup.
I actually thought Sean Darcy had a good game tonight.
Sure, but yeah, my point is he'd be a better matchup for Xerri.
Yeah.
So maybe, in the centre bounce, you want Jackson's leap, but around the ground, Darcy's bigger body is probably better suited to wrestling with someone like Xerri.
For sure. Totally.
So I think, it's hard to compare the two there.
Do we want to go into anything else on this game? Any closing comments from a Roos perspective, Dill?
I'm just shattered, to be honest.
So am I.
This was a little bit like last week.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you felt shattered.
Yeah, I was Druzy.
Yeah. But there was a sense of
That was Jesse.
It was just like a bittersweet result. Like I was happy with the way we played and we lost.
Yeah.
You were frustrated by quarters 2 and 3 and you won. So it wasn't terrible, but at the same time, wasn't quite what you're looking for. And that's exactly what we've seen tonight.
There's ultimately, I think like all of this conversation comes down to the fact that you ultimately want to enjoy the match, and there's something a bit more intangible than just winning the game.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Harrison C commented, we could have been 16 with a win there. Now we're stuck in 16th.
Do you think like there's obviously it's this will be what's in the papers all week. North Melbourne sold the game, and they would have won if it was in Melbourne.
Nah.
I don't think
that'll be the narrative.
Yeah, though. But I mean, North's results any better at Marvel than they are at like Optus.
Our results aren't better anywhere than anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the same with West Coast, really. Like we're not that much better at Optus than anywhere else.
But obviously, I mean, as much as I do agree with you, but it's like I suppose you have to get on the plane. You have to travel.
They didn't travel this week.
No, because they stayed there. But you wouldn't choose to do that.
No.
Freo looked like they still on the bye, all half asleep. Yeah, like a major statistic for us when we play well is like that tackle inside 50 number.
Yeah.
And Hughes had us covered there today.
I thought
they're not going to be happy with that win at all. They'll take the 4 points, but the performance was shocking.
Yeah, they'll review it strongly, you reckon?
Yeah.
I thought pre-game, like your small forwards could have grabbed a hold of us a bit.
Well, Frederick did nothing.
Yeah, Frederick was quiet. Bolton had like those moments, but he wasn't really that influential.
Yeah. No one for us really was. It was Brayshaw and Sarong.
Yeah.
Luke Ryan was pretty strong. Tracy.
Yeah, he was.
But it wasn't
our
a
key
team
forwards
performance.
didn't have a big impact from a goal perspective, did they? Like Larky was good in the second half, I thought, but he wasn't like marking everything or never really does do that. But oh god!
So have you put your bow on it, Dill? Are you happy?
Put my bow on that.
I don't think he's happy.
Do you guys want to knock off this?
I'll just close out that game with Freo far from their best, still sleepy after the bye, and we have to turn it around quick because we've got 2 really winnable games. Need to bank the 4 points in the next 2 weeks against Essendon and St Kilda at home. If we're going to make finals, we just can't be dropping games. And there was a comment, you only get one get out of jail free card, and we used ours against North. And if you're playing a good side there and you rock up like that, you're losing. Lots of questionable frees. But yeah, I think let's move on to finishing off that All-Australian list.
Well, let's bang it out. So I think we were pretty okay with locking in Dacos, Ed Richards and Jordan Dawson. We've got 3 more guys to put as midfielders on the interchange.
Yep.
And then we've got our 2 wingers to decide on. We think that Bailey Smith is one of them. We think maybe Hugh McCluggage.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So what are we going with now? Our 3 bench midfielders?
So I think the one that stands out the most for me there, and this might be a little bit controversial because of how Sydney have performed, but I think Isaac Heaney has still been incredible.
I don't like that call.
Really?
Nah.
Talk to me then.
He was winning games for them last year.
He is this year too, though.
It is team form that I sort of think of.
Except when it comes to Freo.
I haven't got any stats in front of me, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's had the same impact as last year. I would put. I think Brayshaw's a lock, personally.
A lock?
What? Yeah, for a bench spot, I think he's been right up there in the coaches' votes this year. Has been in great form week in, week out. He'll be up there in the Brownlow at this point of the season. And I know you don't like the Brownlow, but I think I'd say Brayshaw and Max Holmes are both good shouts.
What about Butters?
But yeah, Butters.
I think Butters is in this team.
He was injured early days.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing. But I do agree. He's definitely been Port Adelaide, like clearly Port Adelaide's best player. Just got such a hard edge. And he's definitely not. I do get you with the Isaac Heaney thing. I just feel like his performance, he's still actually, like the game against Richmond, like he was incredible in that game. He's still doing some of those, like throwing the
Richmond
cape
were
on.
very poor that day, though.
Yeah. He's still, I feel like he is still having those moments, though, that he have where he's like fully goes Superman mode.
Yeah.
And wins them the game.
Can we agree on one more? So I don't agree with Heaney. I think Max Holmes should be All-Australian.
I do too.
Any objection, Jesse?
No, not really. I've been watching a little bit of Geelong in particular the last few weeks, and it's amazing how he can go from a contested situation and then immediately have 25 metres of space very quickly.
Yeah, him and
He'll
Smith both do that.
That's true, but Max Holmes, like in particular, I've noticed.
There's
I wouldn't say I have an objection, no.
They just run over teams with like Holmes, Dempsey, Smith. It's frightening.
It's actually Holmes.
Lock him in. Finn Callahan was on that trajectory, but I think the shoulder injury probably rules him out of that.
Are you opposed to Brayshaw?
No, I reckon he's...
I think
I should
Brayshaw.
probably take off my Freo scarf for this part. I think Brayshaw's had a great season. Yeah, I think Brayshaw on the bench is fair.
I actually reckon still side bottom is not the worst shout either. On
Borderline. So what other names we got here? Noah Anderson. Probably ahead of...
It probably has to be in there, doesn't he, Noah?
Does he?
Side bottom's had a...
We still have one spot?
We've got... So we've done the two wingers, McCluggage and Smith.
We have one spot left.
I thought Dempsey should have been in there, but I like the positional versatility of that.
I thought we did take Dempsey, to be honest.
I thought you guys were favouring McCluggage on a wing.
Oh, is that the other option?
No, we could have McCluggage on the bench.
Or Dempsey on the bench.
Or Dempsey on the
Dempsey on the bench. Yeah, I'd say that, do that.
I'm not opposed to that. So has Oliver Dempsey had a better season than Steele side bottom? Marcus Bonton. He has, because the Bont's been out.
Yeah.
Chad Warner hasn't really hit the heights.
You can't have Chad.
Warner had a massive purple patch after he re-signed, but I think over
another one to throw up into the group, there's Merritt, who's played as a bit of a utility this year. Floated across halfback, played a bit on the outside.
He's still been very, very good. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he's in the team.
Dempsey.
I like Dempsey.
I like Dempsey.
Yeah, again, alluding to the fact that we like actually picking a wingman.
Yeah.
And then putting him on the bench.
Exactly. So is that a wrap for the mids?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've gone with Dacos, Richards and Dawson.
Yep.
McCluggage and Bailey Smith on the wing. Yep. Max Holmes, Brayshaw and Ollie Dempsey on the bench.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Pretty happy with that. Probably stiffest to miss out. I'm thinking Noah Anderson. I think Heaney's a bit stiff to miss out. And probably Steele. Zach Butters too.
Yeah, Butters stiff.
Butters was out for like 6 weeks. So I think if you're looking at the first half of the season.
Yeah, you forget that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's similar with Bont. We've got to pick a ruck.
Because just on that point.
Has that come up? Yeah.
On that point, I thought like before Dangerfield got injured, he could have been in contention.
I've got him listed as a forward.
Yeah, but I think because he's been out for what? He had like a month off.
Yeah.
I feel like he slides.
Yeah, for sure. He I've put him in the group anyway.
Yeah.
Rucks, we've got to pick one. I'm saying we're picking one ruck. Because I've seen a lot of AA teams at the moment going with 2 rucks. I reckon that's a bit... I think you got to go with one.
Are we ready to 3, 2, 1 it?
I'm going to say we all have 3 different answers.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Max
Tristan
Gawn.
Hey.
Max Gawn.
Okay, Max Gawn wins then.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, I ran the stats because I was prepared for this fucking debate. And as far as output goes, 37 hitouts is the most. 21 disposals is the most. 7.4 score involvements. That's pure stats.
Yep.
You always fall back on stats to capture what your eye doesn't. But I've seen Max Gawn in person at Optus Stadium, and he is still just about as good as he's ever been.
Same against Freo, he was one of the best on ground, just taking intercept marks all day long.
I think we get Max Gawn fatigue a little bit because of he's been so good for so long. I don't think Jerry is far off in second. Jackson has just played the 9 games, but his output, and I realise you can't just look at purely stats, but his output is also a bit down on Jerry. So I think it's close. Jackson will be an All-Australian ruck one day. I think Jerry is a close second to Gawn.
Yep.
I'm not completely against having 2 rucks, but again, you need to look at how the whole team looks.
Darcy Cameron, majorly stiffed.
Yeah, Cameron's very good too.
Yeah, Cameron's had a really good year. I was always going to be happy with this if it was Gawn or Sherry.
Yeah.
As far as I was concerned, I think they have been the 2 best rucks. I agree with you on the Gawn fatigue. I think like probably the ruck position's changed a little bit, and Gawn, I think another strength to his bow is the fact that he's kind of actually evolved with that. He's still probably the best like tap ruckman in that old school terminology, but he's also had to add a bit of like physicality to his game.
Sure. And he plays it in a way like a key back as well, in the way he sits behind by one kick behind the play.
For sure. Darcy Cameron, another one good at that too.
Yeah, exactly. I did completely overlook him accidentally, and I'm well aware he's in the mix as well.
I did put him. Yeah, I put him on the list. I think like others would be like a TDK, but I'm not sure if he's had the complete consistency.
Yeah, I think that would be the one question. But obviously, as a young guy, you'd imagine that's only a matter of time.
For sure. Okay, so Max Gawn is our ruckman now. So we read everyone out there, didn't we, in the midfield? So Dacus, Richards, Dawson, McCluggage, Smith, Brayshaw, Holmes, Dempsey, and then Max Gawn in the ruck. Now we've got to pick 3 key forwards.
Okay. So 3 key forwards.
I think this is really easy.
Thilthorpe?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy with Thilthorpe.
Jeremy Cameron.
Yep.
Because some of the season's slow, but he's built into it quite nicely.
Yep.
Leading the Coleman still, I think. Yeah, he kicked 6 today.
Yeah, true.
And Jesse Hogan. It's easy. Hogan kicked 6 today.
He did too, but I mean, Ben King is also pretty close to this, I think, in terms of output.
How many goals? We just go off goals?
That is superficial, but I think King.
There's obviously a relationship between kicking goals and being a good player, obviously.
Quality of team is a factor as well.
Yeah, and I also think quality of draw, similar to what I said about Sam Collins with Gold Coast, they have had a fairly easy run.
They've played 2 less games, to be fair.
And Ben King's kicked more goals.
Yeah, that does change it, doesn't it?
That does affect my argument.
Yeah, it does.
Gotcha, bitch.
It's Bredney, bitch.
I've watched a lot of the Giants this year. The supply that they are getting is so bad.
Yeah, fair.
Their inside. Go and look at their inside 50s. Their clearance numbers at the moment. Pretty much anything that they're doing is coming from transition. And where is Hogan on the list of the goal kickers? He'd be getting up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if those 6 have gone in
He
the
was
bank.
fourth.
It's great.
Yeah. He's still the best contested mark in the comp.
Yeah. I actually think it's pretty hard to separate those 2.
Really?
Yeah. Let us know in the chat what you think.
I'm probably being a little bit, it's a good point to ask the chat, but I'm being a little bit biased on the fact that...
Oh, we all have biases based on what we see. No one's seen the same amount of football and the same amount of teams as any other person.
I probably just don't rate King as highly, which it's not about that for this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go with... so what have we got? We've got Thilthorpe locked. We've got Jeremy Cameron locked in.
Do you think sometimes we also lean towards the more decorated player? Like if it's a line ball decision, you go, oh, well, Max Gawn. Or Jesse Hogan in this case, because he's won a Coleman.
It's kind of the opposite of what you were talking before with
Max
Gawn fatigue.
I'm undermining my own point, but yeah.
So who are we going to go? We've got to make a decision here. I would be going with Hogan. That's my...
I'm not against Hogan.
Yeah, I wasn't against Hogan. I just thought it was very close. So we'll go Hogan.
Stiff for...
Yeah, Ben King is very, very close. And can obviously still get there with 3 months to go or whatever.
So we've ended up on Riley Thilthorpe, Jesse Hogan,
and Jeremy
Cameron. And now we've got to pick small forwards.
Oh my God, this is actually the toughest because I looked at 4 names there and I was like, yeah, that's it. So we're picking 4. We're picking 4.
All right. We are picking 4. It's the combination is going to be really difficult. And I want Druzy to
start. Do we pick the combination though? We're not picking a team for team balance. We're picking the best.
We're picking the best forwards.
Yeah,
we are picking the best forwards.
Yeah.
So small forwards. God, I mean, Jamie Elliott has had one of the
Easy.
best
No doubt.
seasons a small
Yeah,
forward's
we were
had in
going Jamie
recent
Elliott.
memory.
Yeah.
Cosy.
Yes, I think.
Lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. His only thing would be missing games, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and he has had like that Saints game he went missing, but his best this year has been as good as any players.
I'm not leaving this room without Cosy Pickett. He has to be.
Well, you can leave this room.
He lives here.
Some of the games he's played have been out of this world. Probably a player we didn't bring up on the last one that should have been mentioned too is like Sam Darcy is probably still in that conversation as a key forward. The missed footy obviously puts him down.
Jamie Elliott, Cosy Pickett. Where does Nick Martin come into this?
Oh, we didn't pick Nick Martin.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, you could have played him off a high half forward sort of role.
Yeah.
Man, someone's going to be stiff here.
Yeah.
So I think Jack Higgins... is Higgins...
I agree.
Higgins is in it, I reckon.
I agree with this. He should be on output,
yeah.
but I don't like it.
We nearly had
I really don't
We were
like
so
it.
close to having 4 Saints in this team.
Yeah.
That's gross. That's crazy. I mean,
So can I just say something on this? The Jack Higgins thing. I think that there is an element of this. He's been phenomenal, don't get me wrong. But when you don't have that focal point as a key position forward, someone's got to pick up the slack.
he also plays for St Kilda. With all due respect.
No, but
they're one of the worst teams for converting forward 50 entries to goals. And he is sitting high in the common medal.
No, I know. But do you get what I'm saying? As in, like, every team's going to get inside 50s and create opportunities, and someone has to
West
take.
Coast. Yeah.
Like, if you're a small forward at the Giants with Jesse Hogan, he's going to take up a large percentage of that market share of ball coming in. Higgins doesn't have that, and that's why his numbers are a bit elevated. I'm not saying that we shouldn't put him in the team because of that, but that's a factor.
All right, let's say Higgins is borderline. I don't think Toby Green has had an All-Australian year.
No.
There's a couple of crows here. So Rochelle, Rankin, and one you haven't thrown up is Ben Keys.
Rankin has to be in there.
I think Rankin definitely.
And I agree with... I love Ben Keys.
Keys stiff.
Stiff.
Because he isn't a player that's going to get massive stats and kick 5 goals, but the impact he has per contest, I think, is incredible.
He's having a great season. It's just not quite All-Australian quality. A lot of quality players don't make the AA.
Could it be that he is having that, but the fact that we're only picking 4 forwards?
Yeah.
And Rankin's just a nicer, sexier player.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Rankin's been good
I don't
too.
think you can deny Rankin's impact.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. But
Adelaide are not the same team without Isaac Rankin.
True.
And that's also true of Jordan Dawson.
I would say if Paul Curtis didn't get suspended, he would be in the conversation.
yeah, probably doesn't get the credit he deserves playing for North. God, Rochelle's had a... So we got one more forward.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a cheeky Nick Martin on the
I'd love a Nick
half-forward flank.
Martin. Like a player down on that list too that's had a really good season is Bailey Humphrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, still, where would you say like a Cam Rayner is? Because he's played some good footy in the last month.
Very impactful in passages. Brisbane are how many Brisbane players have we actually got into this team? I don't reckon there's many.
Dane Zorko.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we didn't really give any...
Oh, and McCluggage.
Lockie Neal. How did we not even discuss him?
He's not had a...
You don't think so?
Nah.
I remember
Yeah,
an article talking about how he might actually win another Brownlow.
I probably will.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Dylan's least favourite
He probably
award.
was worth a shout, so forgive us for that.
Yeah.
Again, great player fatigue.
Yeah,
Sometimes go
100%.
past it. Like those
Well, I've
types.
said it on this channel before that he's like the cleanest ball handler I've ever seen.
Yeah, and a
Only
good
second
footballer.
to Jesse McCullough. I fumbled that. Not a good ball handle by me. It has Lockie Neal had a better season than Nick Dacos? Probably not. Better than Ed Richards. I think Richards has been one of the most damaging, and then Dawson. So
Damaging.
has he had a better season than Brayshaw, Holmes, and Dempsey? Maybe.
I have a little bit of a
hard.
thing here though, where like Patrick Dangerfield's name sitting there, and again, some of the football that he's played in matches to win Geelong games, I'm going like, that's crazy what he was doing.
Yeah.
As a pseudo forward, small tall kind of weird hybrid.
Yeah, but yeah, injury and coming back up to fitness. I think you don't include Dangerfield. I'm Higgins, Nick Martin. Do we go another mid? Do we jam a
Fist in.
Yeah, I think it's Martin.
Who's had a better year, Nick Martin or Steel Side Bottom? Have we got any? We got Dacos.
We got a shout for N Martin. We got a shout for Higgins. Shea Bolton thrown up there.
He would not be 23, but potentially 40 man squad.
Yeah.
Did he have a slow start?
He didn't play the first game.
Okay.
Like first 3 rounds, like potentially, but ever since.
I think like potentially he's like the best of all of these guys, but he probably hasn't played that way.
Not quite an All-Australian team.
Wooden Spoon Data says Nick Martin over Dempsey.
Nick Martin over Dempsey.
Yeah, they are two similar players. Do we need Nick Martin and Dempsey?
Well, you could play Nick Martin on the wing for sure. I mean, I'm a big Dempsey fan, but I might have talked you guys into that.
No, it's hard to argue with a genuine goal-kicking wingman.
We've got to choose one more forward, and we're done. One more small forward.
I think it's Higgins, personally.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
But we've picked 4 like genuine crumbing smalls, which is a little bit unconventional as well. We haven't picked like a...
Okay, I'm Nick Martin. I'm Nick Martin.
Which I did say we shouldn't actually pick on team balance, but it's probably Nick Martin. I feel sad for Jack Higgins, but
he's getting stiffed here.
He's probably actually going to make it though, at this rate.
So who have we gone?
We'll go Nick.
Go Nick.
Oh, so stiff on Higgins.
They're both stiff.
All right, I'm going to go over.
Right, so we've gone Nick Martin for the final place.
We've done a 23 man.
We're playing him on the bench. 23 is it? Okay, Nick Martin, you can sub for your versatility.
yeah.
Halfback,
he can
wing,
be the sub.
midfield, forward.
Exactly. So we've gone from the back line. Our small defenders, Bailey Dale, Lockie Ash, Jack Sinclair, Dane Zorko. Tall defenders, we've gone Sam Taylor, Cal Wilkie, Darcy Moore. We've gone in the midfield, Nick Dacos, Ed Richards, Jordan Dawson, McCluggage and Bailey Smith on the wing. And then we've gone Andrew Brayshaw, Max Holmes, Ollie Dempsey on the bench. We've gone Max Gawn as our ruck. Key position forwards, we've gone Riley Thilthorpe, Jesse Hogan and Jeremy Cameron. And small forwards, we've gone with Jamie Elliott, Cosy Pickett, Isaac Rankin and Nick Martin. Let us know in the comments.
There we go.
What you think.
I think Higgins is the one I'm probably most uncomfortable with here, but we've picked the team, so there you go.
Ben King, Jack Higgins.
Ben King, another one. Good call.
Christian
Cherry as well, probably stiff. But
Collingwood fans are going to be hating that Darcy Cameron and Steele side bottom line in the side. Darcy Cameron's probably second for me behind Gawn.
Fair.
Interesting.
No,
I mean, he's not that far off, so I wouldn't dispute
Even
it.
though Freo just got dominated by Sherry.
They did not get dominated by Sherry. Let's wrap up that segment anyway. Our mid-season All-Australian team. There we go. We're doing a bit of a post show today, boys and girls, on the Freo Faithful channel.
Yeah.
I have a Freo fan channel. I've got commitments to that.
The show is continuing.
So, did we want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
And then come back with the Freo Faithful post show?
It has been 3 3/4 hours. These live streams are monstrous.
They are. So we're going to take a quick break. If you want to see the discussion continue, please head over to Freo Faithful. Thank you guys for watching. Dylan, Vicar, making it all happen as usual. Jesse, the face of the company.
Afterthought. And Drew's as well. Yeah, you guys... You did a great show. It was heated. It was heated, but it was entertaining.
I'm still
and
coming
we
down.
shake hands at the end of the game. But also thank you to everyone who was part of this live stream. We're very excited about what this project is and what it could be. And the numbers are bumping up every week. And tonight was a lot of fun at the very least. So,
100%.
Yeah,
it's always one of the highlights of the week doing this. So the fun continues on Freo Faithful. We'll see you there.
Don't subscribe.
We're going to do another stream.